explore a collection of peculiar and unsettling trail cam encounters, ranging from skinwalkers and zombie deer to mysterious UFO reports. Join us as we delve into this compilation showcasing encounters with large enigmatic creatures captured on trail cams. Skinwalkers? Late one eerie night, a guy caught wind of a spooky sounds echoing from the shadowy woods nearby. Spooked but curious, he rigged up a trail camera hoping to unveil the source. Lo and behold, the footage showed bizarre creatures with peculiar limbs roaming about. Locals whispered about them being skinwalkers, but the real deal stayed shrouded in mystery. The town buzzed with theories, yet no one cracked the enigma. Those creepy critters continue to baffle, leaving folks to wonder if the answer hid within the depths of those dark, lurking woods. Apparition? A cameraman innocently filming in a quiet church, all's calm until he spots a girl sitting on a bench. Innocent enough, right? Well, brace yourself for the twist. When she turns around, it's like a horror movie switch flipped. Her face, no words, horrible, shiny, and those big eyes, they'd give anyone the chills. Cue the guy's scream, echoing through the church as if it just witnessed a ghostly revelation. Panic mode engaged. The poor cameraman darts away, fueled by sheer terror. It's a scene straight out of a nightmare, leaving us all to wonder what in the world just happened in that seemingly peaceful place of worship.
Hello?
Mysterious night encounter. Late at night on a quiet road next to a dark forest, something strange happened. A spooky event played out in a video, like a scary story just at the edge of what we understand. A person hidden in the shadows tried to take a skinwalker's baby, a creature from old stories, mysterious and eerie. The dim light of the moon barely lit up the secret scene, surrounded by twisted tree branches. The air felt strange, like something not from our world was happening. The person struggled with a tiny, weird shape in his arms, while the skinwalker, a creepy figure, stood there with a twisted, almost unnatural face. As this mysterious scene unfolded, another skinwalker appeared from the dark forest, holding something scary. The whole place felt charged with something spooky, making you shiver. It was like a puzzle of strange things, a dance between what we know and what's beyond our understanding. At a crucial moment, the new arrival, maybe seeking revenge or protection, walked purposely. The thing in its hands looked dangerous, suggesting something really bad could happen. The video paused right there, keeping the big revelation a secret. The weird story continued in these quiet frames, leaving us hanging in a tangle of questions. The mystery stayed, and the strange things unseen in the dark of the night lingered in our thoughts. Mysterious bobcat. The camera caught a peculiar and full of anxiety video. On a dark, spooky night, a bobcat was spotted here in front of the camera. It was recorded in a grassy field. This scene was really vibing very unease. The cat that was captured in the camera was moving here and there. It was very anxious and frightened, and moving with terror from place to place. Its tail was shaking with fear. The scene of this frightened bobcat manifesting that something was present here, emitting the bobcat. It was actually a bobcat or wildcat having a brownish coat with black spots over the body. Suddenly, a peculiar scene happened here. The cat was misplaced from here, then a deer was found here instead of this bobcat. The air was filled with true enigma and doubts, like where this bobcat was gone, and what is the connection between the cat's anxiety and presence of this deer rather than the mystical cat. Strange. It was a deep, great mystery that the camera had recorded, which was not found or revealed yet. The air was filled with questions and queries. Is this a paranormal case or not? Still a big question. Paranormal encounter. The camera caught a very mysterious and spooky sight. The air was truly filled with panic and agitation. It was recorded on a spooky and eerie night. The operator was alone in that old building. Here, the very peculiar scene happened with the operator.
Hello?
The lady was standing in stairs, and she was not moving like she was still standing. It was in the white clothing. It was a very spine-chilling scene. It made the operator very anxious and terrified.
Oh my god! What the f*** is that?
It ran quickly at fast speed down the stairs. It was a very mystical scene. What was this? This fearful creature was looking very scary, which made everyone terrified with its eerie appearance. This was a deep mystery. Is this a paranormal being or creature or something else? It is not found still, and still it is a puzzle.
Oh my god! What the f*** is that?
Mysterious crawling creature. The camera recorded a rare and mysterious scene. The air was filled up with questions. In this video, a group of tourists were stunned. It was never seen before. This cryptic being was very peculiar, crawling on the ground. It had a long, scaly body and a powerful tail.
He didn't find anything.
But the most peculiar and creepy thing that was seen was that it seemed to be missing the front limbs of this creature, or being. This creature was very rare. It also looked like an alligator, but it was situated on the sandy ground. Its powerful tail was shaking and rubbing on the ground as it was moving towards.
He didn't find anything.
It was a very mystical creature, or there's a very big mystery hidden behind. No one can find out what this was. The air was really filled up with many doubtful questions. It was not cunning what this was. Mysterious figure. The trail camera recorded a mysterious creature in the midst of a dark forest, revealing a cryptic, bizarre creature wearing a camouflage kind of clothing. It was looking scary, as it was not an average human being wearing such clothing. Such kind of clothing is used by hunters to hide themselves, but this thing caught on camera was bizarre, as it was not known what the figure was doing there. A sinister appearance with a long hairy dress like camouflage clothing was creating terror there and making it more curious, as no human being can dare to go there at such a dangerous place. Maybe it was a paranormal creature wandering there and caught on camera, but still, it's a mystery which needs to be resolved. Such a mysterious creature was not seen yet, and it's curious to have caught such a rare sighting which terrified everyone. Mysterious UFO in sky. One extraordinary night, something amazing happened that left everyone amazed. Have you heard of UFOs? Those mysterious unidentified flying objects that have fascinated people for a long time? Well, on this spooky night, they were real. There was a camera set up to take pictures of the night sky, just like people do every night. But this time, it saw something strange. 3 small lights, which at first looked like stars, were hanging in the dark sky. But then something weird happened. They started moving. These mysterious things moved gracefully and silently, not like anything we've seen before. They didn't follow the rules of gravity. They glided through the sky as if they were weightless. People who saw this couldn't stop talking about it. Some thought these were visitors from far-off planets, UFOs from places we don't even know about coming to visit our part of space.
Against the night sky, those 3 little dots there, look at them. They're moving in concert.
Others weren't so sure and had different ideas. But in the midst of all the excitement about these 3 strange objects, something even stranger happened. A 4th one appeared, just like the others, but it moved incredibly fast. It shot across the sky like a flash and made people doubt what they were seeing. These objects were so mysterious that nobody could figure them out. What were they? Where did they come from? And why were they here in our night sky? These questions puzzled everyone who saw them. That night, the world got a glimpse of things we don't understand. A mysterious dance of unidentified flying objects and a riddle we couldn't solve. The night kept its secrets, and all we could do was wonder about the strange things we saw in the dark sky.
They tried to chase it down. They could not chase it down. And this was rolled out today.
Monkey Feast. A cheeky young monkey lounges on a rock by the beautiful stream, enjoying and feasting on ripe mangoes. The monkey is twice the size of the normal monkey of its kind, and still doesn't seem to want to diet. It skillfully peels the mango with its little fingers and nibbles on it while enjoying the view. Some more leftovers of mangoes can be seen around him, making it clear that this isn't the first mango it's eating. This is one of the cutest videos ever captured in the wild. Colorful feathers. Imagine this gorgeous hen, a brilliantly colored feathered work of art. Its body is covered in a symphony of hues. Vivid black and sunny yellows move over its feathers like paintbrush strokes on a canvas. Its glossy plumage is caressed by the sunlight, creating a glittering spectacle. The minute features are brought to life when it rests elegantly on a rock. Those round yellow eyes capture the essence of the creativity of nature, telling tales of curiosity and intelligence. The bird's feathers gleam in the sunlight, and the bright colors capture the spectator's attention in a glimpse. These beautifully colored hens are one of the rarest species of birds in the world. What do you think about them? Mysterious video of a huge snake. In a really old farmhouse, way out in a distant village, something strange happened during the day. A weird video popped up showing something mysterious that left everyone who watched it very puzzled. Right in the middle of the video, there was a massive snake. It looked as scary as the village's hidden past. This snake was tied up to a worn-out pillar with some invisible ropes. Its huge size made everyone uncomfortable, like it came from a legend and was now in their hands. People in the village whispered that they might have done this, tied the snake up. But where this snake came from remained a big mystery. It showed up out of nowhere, like a ghostly protector or an omen, and no one could figure out why. The snake had shiny silver scales with dark lines on them. These lines seemed to move in a creepy way, like they had some strange power. Being near it made people feel uneasy, and a cold feeling crept over them. As the video played again and again, more and more questions filled the minds of the villagers and anyone who saw it. The old farmhouse, which already held so many secrets, now had a new puzzle. It both fascinated and frightened everyone, all under the strange gaze of the ancient snake.
Owl chicks. One sunny day on the farm, a camera person sneaked through the fields, excited to see some special guests. Baby burrowing owls. With a camera in hand, they carefully approached the owls' homes, like they were stepping into a secret world. When they peeked inside, the little fluffy owls looked right back with big, curious eyes. The camera made a soft click, capturing their cute moments. The baby owls, not knowing someone was watching, played and made happy sounds, showing off their fluffy cuteness. The camera person, hiding behind a tall lawn, took pictures of the owlets' everyday fun. The sun painted a warm picture, freezing the moment like a snap. The little owls, not bothered by the camera, kept on having their playful day with the camera person quietly watching. In this quiet part of the farm, the camera person and the owls had a special connection, an unspoken promise to save the magic of their daily lives through the camera's lens. Deer in danger. Once in a big green forest, there was a deer with soft brown fur. One sunny day, he felt something weird, like danger in the air. His eyes got big and he sniffed around, trying to catch any trouble. He walked carefully through tall trees and rustled leaves, listening for strange sounds. As he went deeper into the forest, the feeling of danger got stronger. The deer's heart raced and he heard leaves rustling and footsteps away. Scared, he ran fast through the trees, his hooves thumping on the soft ground. The forest turned into a green blur as he dodged through the trees, trying to escape the unseen danger. Branches touched him, but he did not stop. The deer kept running, following his instinct to get away from the lurking danger. Finally, in a hidden spot, he stopped breathing hard and heated. The forest was quiet. The deer, still a bit scared, took a moment to catch his breath before slowly continuing his journey through the mysterious woods. bear and wolf. In a big green jungle, a bear and a wolf were looking for a yummy snack. They ran through the thick trees, smelling the air with excitement. Suddenly, they heard a mysterious click in the forest. Confused, the bear and the wolf stopped. Little did they know, a sneaky trail camera had taken video of their snack adventure. The bear tilted its head and the wolf perked up its ears. They looked at each other, wondering where that strange sound came from. The jungle stayed quiet, except for the soft rustle of leaves. Without knowing it, the trail camera still took a video of everything. But the bear and the wolf did not let the camera bother them. They continued their hunt for a snack with determined steps. Through the tall trees and hidden places, they went on their adventure. The jungle, full of secrets, was the stage for their fun story, while the trail camera silently took shots, capturing the tale of the bear and the wolf hunting for a tasty treat. Wolf versus Wolverine. The camera captured an incredibly rare and unsettling sight. In a dark and blurry image, something terrifying unfolded. Instead of a typical wolf, a fierce Wolverine appeared. Its appearance strange and creepy, making it difficult to comprehend. They engaged in an eerie dance like a spooky ritual. The atmosphere grew heavy and peculiar, unsettling everyone involved. The two creatures fought intensely, a chaotic tangle of fur and teeth. The Wolverine repeatedly bit the wolf, producing gruesome sounds. Their struggle resembled a deeply unsettling embrace. The larger Wolverine seemed like a specter of fear, knowing precisely where to strike, filling the other creature with terror. They continued their battle, seemingly trapped in a grim fate. This chilling scene was captured by the unfeeling camera, a stark reminder of how strange and frightening things can become in the darkest corners of our world. A mysterious mouse? The camera captured a rare and mysterious sighting on a dark, unsettling night. The atmosphere was eerie, making it difficult to comprehend what was happening. The air felt heavy, adding to the unease in the surroundings. This unusual event unfolded on a small, grassy field. As the camera panned, it revealed the presence of a strange and cryptic creature that resembled a mouse, but had an unnatural, eerie glow in its eyes. The creature moved about the ground, emitting cryptic vibes that left the operator uneasy. This peculiar characteristic was often associated with paranormal entities. The footage recorded by the camera presented a truly enigmatic and unsettling scene. The question on everyone's mind was, what was this creature? This occurrence left people both uneasy and curious, prompting them to contemplate the nature of this cryptic being and the mysterious events on the grassy field. It remained a mystifying and puzzling clip. With the intent of this being still unknown. The shark. At a brackish pond, an unusual event unfolded when a colossal white shark made an appearance. Normally, sharks and whales inhabit vast oceans, so encountering one in a petite pond was utterly perplexing. The atmosphere grew dense and peculiar, instilling unease in all who witnessed this eerie sight. The shark's presence felt eerie and foreboding, casting an eerie aura over the observer behind the camera. The shark swam solitary in the confined waters, intensifying the already strange ambience. People couldn't fathom why it had ventured into this unlikely habitat. The enigma surrounding its presence endured, a riddle without a solution. The entire scene left everyone mystified and full of questions. The camera captured this rare phenomenon, but its peculiarity remained elusive. The shark's presence was incongruous and its motives shrouded in mystery. The person behind the lens experienced a blend of fear and curiosity, bearing witness to an event that was undeniably strange and disconcerting. The question of why the shark had chosen that peculiar pond remains unanswered to this day. Crocodile. In a world full of secrets where nature hides its mysteries beneath the surface, there are creatures of great danger. Among them is the crocodile, a living relic of ancient power. This story takes place under the scorching sun, where a tale of fear and fascination unfolds. On a calm river, a small boat drifted, carrying fishermen on a quest for a bountiful catch. They cast their nets, unaware of the lurking danger. The sun's rays shimmered on the water's surface, painting it in gold. Suddenly, as if summoned by an ancient otherworldly call, a massive crocodile emerged from the depths. It was like a scene from a nightmare, with its eyes dark as obsidian, gleaming with a mysterious purpose. The fishermen, so tiny compared to this colossal creature, shuddered with fear. The air grew heavy and the river seemed to hold its breath. The crocodile, despite its enormous size, moved gracefully toward them. The once friendly sun now bore witness to a terrifying encounter between humans and this ancient reptile. The fishermen, paralyzed by fear, could do nothing as the crocodile's jaws opened wide, revealing rows of sharp, deadly teeth. Time seemed to slow down as the crocodile's head swayed towards them. Like a gruesome pendulum in a sinister dance. Its horrifying features etched themselves in the minds of the fishermen, a living nightmare before them. In that moment, they saw the true power of the wild, where human frailty crumbled in the face of nature's might. The monstrous reptile, its intentions unknown, left an indelible mark on the fishermen's souls, a haunting reminder of the ancient mysteries that still inhabit our world. Daredevil raccoon. Once upon a time, in the heart of the town, a camera recorded a courageous raccoon named Daredevil embarking on an extraordinary adventure. High atop a towering structure, Daredevil teetered on the edge.
This is the real news. You won't see this on the nightly news tonight.
With an adventurous jump, he descended 9 stories. His trip was caught on camera. As he touched the ground, he dashed away, a true local legend in the making. The footage of this valorous raccoon's descent and escape warmed hearts, reminding us all that courage can come from the most unexpected places. The fearless raccoon, daring to reach the top of the building, tried but to no avail as it lost its balance and tumbled over. Fortunately, luck was on its side, and it miraculously jumped back up as if it hadn't been injured at all. With a determined spirit, Daredevil scampered away in another direction, leaving the onlookers in awe of his incredible bravery and resilience. This small-town hero proved that even the most ordinary creatures can perform extraordinary feats when they dare to defy the odds. Mothman hunt. A group of explorers in America decided to attract and capture the infamous Mothman, a strange and eerie creature that is believed to exist. They set it off in the wilderness, setting a small trap and holding their large torchlights. Suddenly, one of the men senses something very strange. As he turns back to look at it, he sees 2 large glowing eyes. He gets startled and tells his companions about them. After that, the group searches the forest, walking deeper into the woods in the middle of the night. As they walk into the wilderness, they notice some strange and eerie noises coming from within the woods.
What was that? Look at that limb moving.
Yeah, I see it move.
They hear weird screeches and haunting sounds from within the woods. They are left startled and confused. One of the men sees a glimpse of something deep behind the trees. They have set a trap to capture whatever creature is present in the woods and making the eerie noises. Many weird and creepy things happen with the group. Their torches are lit with fire, and the eerie sounds and screeches do not stop. The group keeps searching the entire area to find and unravel the hidden mysteries of the dense forest. What do you think will happen next?
What's up, Buck? We got stuff falling out from the trees. We got all kind of movement going around us.
The Bigfoot. This video began with a beautiful sight of a thickly saturated forest covering the bumpy surface of a mountainous region, a perfect spot for trail hikers and mountain climbers. But who knew that this serene and peaceful was home to one of the most mystique creatures ever caught on camera? As soon as we dug further into the video of the enigmatic beauty of the forest, a black shadow with its enormous stature caught our attention. Densely haired, almost like a grizzly bear towering high like the tall trees. This giant ogre was seen sauntering through the trees aimlessly. In this blurred depiction, the giant seemed like a colossal gorilla. But gorillas don't walk upright with their knees extended. However, the spectator who had captured this exhilarating scene claimed this giant ogre was none other than the Great Bigfoot. The hiker can be heard gasping enormously upon witnessing its jaw-dropping sight. His trembling hands provided a definite testimony to the dreadfulness exuding through the scene, leaving the viewers in utter doubt and confusion about the presence of the mighty creature. Mothman Hunt. A group of explorers in America decided to attract and capture the infamous Mothman, a strange and eerie creature that is believed to exist.
You're lighting it up like the 4th of July.
Right.
They set off in the wilderness, setting a small trap and holding their large torchlights. Suddenly, one of the men senses something very strange. As he turns back to look at it, he sees two large glowy eyes. He gets startled and tells his companions about them. After that, the group searches the forest, walking deeper into the woods in the middle of the night. As they walk into the wilderness, they notice some strange and eerie noises coming from within the woods.
Did you hear that screech down the valley? Did you hear that? Seriously, did you hear it?
Yeah. Trapper, what was that?
They hear weird screeches and haunting sounds from within the woods. They hear the sounds, but when they tend to look around and search to see if there's something that is making the sounds, nothing is there. They are left startled and confused. One of the men sees a glimpse of something deep behind the trees. They have set a trap to capture whatever creature is present in the woods and make the eerie noises. Many weird and creepy things happen within the group. Their torches are lit with fire, and the eerie sounds and screeches do not stop. The group keeps searching the entire area to find and unravel the hidden mysteries of the dense forest. What do you think will happen next?
What was that? I heard something. What was that? I heard something.
Mysterious bear seizes eagle. On a normal day, a camera caught something strange. The sun was shining brightly in the sky, and there were many trees all around. But in this peaceful scene, a big black bear did something unexpected.
He's got him.
It climbed up a tall tree, even though bears aren't known for climbing. It wasn't after food, but a baby eagle. This was a weird sight. The eagle, which symbolizes freedom, was trapped by the bear. It made us think about the circle of life, where strong creatures sometimes hunt weaker ones. The trees looked like they were shaking from the bear's weight. They bent, showing how determined nature's hunters can be. It was a puzzle how the bear managed to climb so high. Up in the sky, another eagle was flying around. Maybe it was related to the baby eagle, or it was keeping watch. You could feel its fear as it circled, creating a tense atmosphere. And as we watched this strange scene, we couldn't help but wonder, how long had the bear been planning this secret hunt? No one, not even the trees or the watching eagle, could explain the mysteries of that unusual day. Mysterious jungle love. In the quiet jungle, a special camera showed something really puzzling. In the big green trees, a strange story happened, something not normal in nature. The camera caught a fragile moment frozen in time, a secret play of life with odd friends. In the shadows, a baby monkey didn't know it was close to falling from its high tree spot, but nature had a secret helper in this strange show. Out from the hidden part of the woods came a big tiger, both scary and oddly kind. Like someone invisible planned it, the tiger moved gently toward the baby monkey, not like a wild animal. In a surprising dance of instincts and care, the tiger softly picked up the baby monkey with its strong paws. A shared gasp echoed through the quiet leaves as the tiger, instead of acting like a hunter, went up the tree. What came next was a mysterious teamwork, a hunter holding his possible prey with unexpected gentleness. Against the green leaves, the tiger showed a strange kind of love, going beyond the usual role of who hunts and who is hunted. It felt like the jungle's magic, bringing together different animals in a captivating show of caring. The mystery hung in the air like fog, making those watching wonder quietly, why did the tiger act so kindly? What secret guided this jungle story? The answer stayed hidden, part of the wild and unknown places where instincts and warmth mix in a puzzling dance of life. Spooky video. Imagine this. It's midnight, right? So this person hears this crazy hard knocking on the door. Like really intense. Creepy, right? So being the brave soul they are, they go to see who's at the door. And guess what? They see two hands knocking. Just hands. No person. Now, here's where it gets nuts. The moment this guy looks outside, poof! The hands vanish into thin air. Spooky, huh? It's like a horror movie moment happening in real life. You can almost feel the chills. Picture it. You're all alone, it's dark, and suddenly hands knocking with no owner in sight. You check and there's nothing there. It's the kind of thing that messes with your mind big time. That video? Super creepy. It's not just a who's at the door moment, it's a what just happened moment. The mystery of disappearing hands at midnight, definitely not your typical late night encounter. Glowing orb mystery. The trail camera in broad daylight captured an odd luminous sphere. This glowing ball-shaped entity drifted across the sky, sending shivers due to its eerie presence. It was a mysterious, spectral being, unlike any known creature. Its lack of a discernible body intensified the intrigue. Meanwhile, a nearby deer remained oblivious, engrossed in its own world. The enigmatic orb ascended behind the deer, steadily climbing higher into the sky. Then, abruptly, it shot upwards, beyond the camera's lens, leaving behind an unresolved enigma. The riddle remained unsolved, and its purpose or identity remained a baffling mystery. Chilling Slender Man. A teen girl, innocent in her play, bouncing her ball with joy. Laughter filled the air until her ball strayed, landing far from her. Panic seized her heart as she raced back, sensing an ominous presence. Trembling, she crouched low, trying to shield herself. The dread escalated as a ghastly figure emerged. Slender Man, a tall, pale, and faceless entity with elongated limbs. He loomed behind her, casting an eerie shadow. From his shoulders sprouted two grotesque, elongated arms, sending shivers down the spine. The true horror unfurled when two more arms materialized from the abyss, closing in on the terrified girl. In the darkest depths of fear, they snatched her, and darkness consumed the screen. Upon review, the nightmare became clear. The Slender Man, an enigma with unnaturally long limbs, had invaded her world. Questions lingered, his origin a chilling mystery, his intentions a macabre enigma. The haunting footage forever etched in the realm of the unexplained, a terror that transcends boundaries, chilling all who bear witness. Cryptic voices in forest. The camera captured an eerie and mysterious scene in a dark forest, revealing terrifying and enigmatic voices emanating from its depths. The source of these sounds remained unknown, but they filled the air with an unsettling sense of dread. As the video continued, the voices grew louder and more unsettling, coming in sporadic bursts. It seemed like the eerie cries could be attributed to a creature known as a skinwalker. All around, these skinwalkers screamed and yelled, their madness adding to the already unsettling atmosphere. The voices persisted for an extended period, intensifying the sense of mystery and terror. The situation grew increasingly bizarre, with these cryptic voices creating an eerie and unsettling environment. It was an experience that defied explanation and left those present feeling deeply uneasy. Deep-sea creature. As the sun went down and depicted the sky with warm colors, a curious guy with a camera found something amazing at the empty beach. Wondering about a strange shape peeking from the beach, he decided to check it out. With every step, the creature revealed itself, and the man's eyes got big. He quickly aimed his camera, capturing the mysterious thing hidden there for who knows how long. The creature looked like it was from another world, with see-through fins that shimmered in the fading light. Its shiny scales suggested a life in the deep sea that people might not understand. Not bothered by the man snooping, the creature seemed to be peacefully asleep, keeping its secrets safe on the beach. The man, feeling a mix of amazement and nervousness, recorded lots of videos, making sure to remember this rare moment. As the camera clicked, a feeling of awe filled the air, making the man suppose about all the hidden mysteries beneath the surface of our everyday world. Sneak attack. In a quiet, sun-soaked influent, a mischievous alligator hatched a devious plan. With stealthy eyes lurking just above the water's surface, it observed a young boy casting his fishing line into the peaceful river. Suddenly, like a shadow in the murky depths, the alligator devised a sneak attack. With a swift charge, it burst forth from the water, jaws wide open, aiming to snatch the boy's prized catch.
I think this might have been a big catcher.
The unsuspecting boy, absorbed in the thrill of the catch, was caught off guard. The splash echoed through the serene surroundings as the alligator's attempt was captured by a hidden camera. The reptilian thief's daring attack unfolded in a series of shots, freezing the heart-pounding moment when predator and prey collide. The boy, astonished by the unexpected assault, managed to escape with his fish, while the alligator sneaks back into the water, its snout disappearing beneath the ripples. The stolen moment, frozen in time by the cam, became a tale of the wild, a reminder of nature's unpredictable dance between survival and surprise.
I think this might have been a big catcher.
Bear encounter. Once in a big wild jungle, two familiars decided to explore. They walked among tall trees and twisted vines, feeling excited about what was ahead. As they went further, they heard a noise in the bushes. Suddenly, a huge bear came out, its fur shining in the sunlight. The hikers got really scared and stood still. The bear was more curious than mean.
Go to the left side of the trail.
Left side of the trail.
It sniffed the air and stood up on its back legs. The hikers, hearts beating fast, stepped back slowly, trying not to upset the big animal.
Hey, bear.
The jungle got super quiet as this surprising meeting happened. Eventually, the bear, maybe tired of watching the scared humans, strolled back into the jungle. The hikers felt so relieved, realizing they had a close moment with the wild beauty. The jungle, once mysterious, became a story they'd tell for a long time, a story of bravery and the day they met a bear in the deep, wild heart of nature. Indonesian ghost. Imagine enjoying your vacation in Indonesia, and one day you wake up to strange noises of people outside your hotel. Upon further looking into the situation, you catch yourself looking at an eerie-looking creature gradually walking past the mountainous region. One such incident was recorded by the spectators in a mountainous area of Indonesia. The video began with confused spectators staring at a hilly landscape surrounded by trees. Still, as we look more closely towards the hilly terrain, we'll look at a strange shadow. This substantial black shadow appeared from nowhere in the hilly area. This peculiar sight made the viewers mesmerized as everyone was busy capturing this mysterious scene. The colossal shadow had a visible form and structure with distinct limbs. Many speculated the shadow as the infamous Bigfoot, but the blurred figure wasn't enough to call it the Bigfoot. Within a few minutes, the creature disappeared into thin air, as if it escaped through some mystique door into the realm of the unknown. This event raised many questions about the peculiar nature of our world, and some spectators frowned upon this incident, calling it a publicity stunt. Diving bell spiders. Unraveling the marvels of our worldly domain in this video, we're going to witness the weirdest type of spider ever to inhabit Earth. The specialty of these spiders lies in their unusual habitat. These spiders are not land dwellers. Instead, they survive in an aquatic habitat. These strange spiders can live up to 24 hours underwater. Isn't it fascinating? They have this ciliated hair over their abdomen to trap air bubbles over the water's surface, thus enabling them to breathe underwater. Another peculiar feature that sets them apart from normal spiders is their ability to create elaborate underwater homes, resembling silvery bubbles by collecting air and making silk out of it. Attached to submerged plants, these silken chambers act as both homes and nurseries for their offspring. These 8-legged creatures have exceptional preying abilities even underwater. They dwell upon small insects and aquatic animals to feed their needs. In short, these aquatic spiders serve as shining examples of nature's brilliant adaptations, illuminating the diversity of life and the wonders of evolution in the rich fabric of the animal kingdom. Alien settlement. Do you believe in aliens? If not, this video will surely make you question your decisions and force you to think about the inexplicable vastness of the oceans. As per evidence, most of the ocean is unexplored due to its vastness and immense depth. Hence, many deep-sea species are yet to be discovered. In this video, a sea explorer caught some intriguing scenes from underwater scenery that appeared strange to the average human eye. The sea diver caught clear footage of some alien-colored green colonies inhabiting the surface of the vast sea. These colonies looked like sea sponges, but they appeared to be less dense and airier, giving an outlook of an alien-like settlement. There's a possibility that these colonies might be of some new species of sea sponges, unknown to humans until now, or they can be some weird type of seaweed inhabiting the sea land. The video takes an unfamiliar route, leaving the viewers to decide about these underwater colonies. Do you guys think it's an alien settlement, or is it just some boring seaweed that turns strange green due to the severe pollution in our seas? Mysterious backyard creature encounter.
Correct, and they're very large. 9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know, they look like aliens to us.
Late one night, a hidden camera in a backyard saw something strange. It was like a secret spy quietly watching the weird happenings. In the dim light, a video revealed a super strange thing. A spooky creature appeared out of nowhere. This mysterious being had a puzzling shape, kind of like a shadowy puzzle with 2 arms and 2 legs. But its face had this strange feeling, like it wasn't from our world. People might say it looked like an alien, not something normal you'd see every day. As the creepy video played, everyone watching took a big surprised breath. The creature with its mysterious stare and strange outline held everyone's attention. People were both scared and fascinated, like they were in a trance, unable to look away. Why this creature showed up and what it wanted remained a big puzzle. Nobody could understand where it came from or what it was up to. In the usual everyday picture, this unexpected and unusual thing appeared, leaving everyone wondering. There were more questions than answers, and a feeling of not knowing hung over everything, making everything seem a bit strange and different.
Happened to me. Keep in mind, this is midnight, and I'm fixing a truck in my back.
Cryptic Doll's Paranormal State. In the bright, unfriendly daylight, something really creepy happened in a video. Imagine a sweet doll, all with pretty gold hair, looking innocent, right? But here's the twist. A mysterious shadow figure joined the scene, messing with the doll's hair in a strange way. This doll that seemed so harmless was hiding a spooky secret. Its eyes, usually a calm blue, revealed something dark and mean. While the hidden hand kept doing its weird job, the doll's eyes started moving in a creepy dance, not following normal rules. A weird, not-so-friendly smile showed up on its doll face, making things even scarier. The doll's eye movements weren't normal at all, like it was dancing to a ghostly tune. This gave anyone watching major chills. Each glance from those eerie eyes hinted at some mysterious plan. Was the doll a home for a ghostly spirit, or was it doing its own ghostly tricks, messing with reality in ways we can't see? People who saw the video got a spooky feeling they couldn't shake. That innocent doll turned into something that gives you the shivers, leaving a strange memory in the minds of those who looked into its strange world. The line between regular and ghostly stuff got all blurry, making everyone wonder. What scary things were hiding behind that cute doll face, and why did those beautiful eyes seem to hide something so wicked? Mysterious night creature. In the dark night, a man with a camera went to find out what secrets hid in the shadows. As he recorded, something spooky appeared. A mysterious creature, kind of scary and puzzling, came out from the really dark place. The night was super dark, like a big black canvas where mysteries like to hide. Suddenly, bright eyes showed up in the deep darkness, a scary sight that caught everyone's attention. People had lots of questions because no one knew what the creature wanted. The man, sounding scared, told a weird story.
It followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now.
The creature, like a ghost, followed him on his way home. It gave him goosebumps and left a strong memory. What made this nighttime follower tick, and what secrets did it have?
It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now.
People started talking about different ideas, like it might be a Bigfoot, a creature from stories that somehow got into real life, but not everyone believed it. Doubts floated around like a fog hiding the real answer. The mystery of those glowing eyes kept going, a secret puzzle in everyone's thoughts. What kind of deal did the man make with this night creature without even knowing? Was it a protector, a sign of good things, or a sign of things unknown, leading him through the confusing mysteries of the night?
It followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now.
In the night's picture, where shadows and secrets played together, the answers stayed away. Only the scary shape of the unknown creature stayed in people's minds, making that night's story a kind of spooky song in the world of mysteries. Painful disparities. The world is full of cruel disparities. For instance, in this video, a harsh reality strikes straight into our faces when a cute puppy glances from his car window over a street dog sitting at the side of the road, turning it into a helpless situation. Imagine a dog receiving all the love from its owners traveling in cars, while another dog gets all the hate and stones from people sitting on the side of the road. The video encompasses the hurtful tragedies all around us, showcasing the brutal reality of the world where two animals are treated differently depending on their breeds. Grizzly bears attack. This video will send chills down your spine. In broad daylight, a family set out on a venture to a safari park. Driving around the safari, they came across this cute, not-so-big brown bear walking beside their car. The man, out of curiosity and humbleness, tried to feed the grizzly bear a pretzel. You would think it a sweet gesture, but here things took a wild turn. The untamed grizzly bear, to eat the pretzel, attacked the man's hand with its jaws wide open. However, the car ride saved the day for him as the man quickly plunged his hand out of reach of the man, and they quickly drove away. Bear chase in snow. In a snowy place, a snowboarder was singing a beautiful song. She was busy doing her own stuff. She didn't know a bear was following her. The snow and sky were quiet. She glided on her board, leaving marks in the snow. The bear, like a ghost, silently chased her. Her song mixed with the cold wind, and she danced like a ghost. The trees watched. A video showed her happy, but the bear chasing. It felt like time was waiting for something unexpected. If she knew, maybe her song would change. She didn't know the bear behind her. This moment in the snow stays a mystery in the video, waiting for someone to understand. Nobody knew why that bear was following her and what was his purpose. The bear might cause her harm. It was really a mysterious scene. Bears play with ice. The camera captured a breathtaking video of a light brown polar bear in the snowy land. It was playing with people like they were friends. A man was throwing snowballs and the bear loved it. It acted just like little human babies having so much fun. The bear sat on the ice looking super happy. The sight was so amazing and rare that it left everyone super surprised. Seeing a bear like this was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It felt like a dream, but it was real. Imagine a big fluffy bear covered in snow playing with people like they were its pals. It was so cool, and the video made it even cooler. Nature can be full of surprises, and this was definitely one of them. Children haunted by the unseen forces. Spooky night, a camera caught something super scary. The room was pitch black and there were two girls playing. One of them was near the door. Out of nowhere, the girl by the door started doing something strange. She began to float into the air as if some invisible evil puppeteer controlled her. It was like a horror show, and her friends were so scared that they ran away, leaving her alone to face whatever was happening. But the nightmare didn't end there. In the next part of the video, 3 girls were in a dark room playing and laughing. Then one of them started acting really weird. She kept touching her neck and suddenly collapsed on the floor, as if some creepy ghost had taken over her. The other 2 girls were terrified, so they ran to another room and locked the door. The girl who was acting strange crawled towards them in a bizarre way, her hands skittering along the ground. Nobody could figure out what was going on, and everyone was left in the dark, not knowing what kind of spooky force was at play. Creepy forest entity. In the daytime, something really scary happened when a camera captured a super scary scene. Right in the middle of a lonely forest, there was this really strange and huge figure. It looked so pale that it gave you the creeps.
Buddy! How you doing? Oh!
The creature gave off a feeling of wickedness that was just hard to understand. When the camera recorded this spooky sight, the creature didn't move like a regular person. It sort of slithered and twisted in a way that made you feel really uneasy, like it was filled with pure evil. If you saw it, you couldn't move because you were paralyzed by a deep fear that felt like it was tearing at your very soul. This weird being, this terrifying puzzle, slowly crawled out of the dark forest and headed toward a nearby road.
Just some cruisers, man!
Nobody could figure out where it came from. Its origin was like something out of a nightmare. With every creepy move, the sinister figure became scarier, like a sign of something really bad about to happen. A hint of unimaginable horrors. Its empty eyes seemed to look right into your deepest fears, using them for its dark purposes. The whole world felt a sense of dread in the presence of this evil force, and it made the air feel heavy and oppressive. Without anyone knowing it, a living nightmare had come to life, a terrifying image of darkness and wickedness now roaming freely in an unsuspecting world. Fox with their babies. In the deep jungle, a smart fox and her fluffy babies were caught on camera in the bright daylight. The mom fox, with her reddish-brown fur, led her little ones through the lively green jungle. The camera showed them playing, jumping, and rolling around in the soft sunlit leaves. Mom fox, always alert, guided her curious babies through the jungle's tall grass and big trees. The camera kept taking filmland, landing happy moments as the playful baby foxes hopped on twigs and raced under the warm sun. The jungle, usually a mysterious place, turned into a stage for this wonderful family adventure. The camera's lens caught the baby foxes being curious and their mom watching over them. It was like a snap of nature's beauty, showing how this fox family enjoyed their day in the sunlight. The jungle, a safe home for these foxes, told stories of togetherness and the simple happiness of spending a day under the sun's watchful eyes. Coyote chasing a rabbit. On a sunny day in the big farms, a fast coyote was chasing a quick rabbit. The rabbit, with its fluffy tail bouncing, ran in zigzags through the fields, trying to get down from the sly coyote. The sun made everything look golden as they raced around. In the prompting crops, the rabbit moved left and right, its ears twitching. The runner, quick and determined, followed nearly, keeping its eyes on the rabbit. A camera hard quietly watched, taking videos of the exciting chase. At the most intense moment, the rabbit made a quick dash, barely escaping the coyote. The camera clicked at the perfect time, landing the chase in one picture. The coyote briefly stopped, looked surprised. The rabbit, now far down, hopped to safety in the fields, leaving the coyote thinking about what could have been. This lively video, caught by the camera, shows a short and fast chase between two creatures in the big ranch. Mysterious itching dog. Here's the camera footage which showed that in the quiet parts of the day, something strange happened in a forgotten place. A secret story unfolded through a camera's eye, quietly watching the mystery that held the ordinary streets. The video whispered like a ghost, showing a curious scene. A single dog, covered in a coat of secrets, lay on the hard road. The sunlight touched its sad shape, but shadows stuck to it, moving to a hidden tune. This dog, the main character in our puzzling tale, gave in to an unending itch. It was like ghosts from a magical world cast a spell on its fur. Each scratch carved a puzzle on its skin, a puzzle that nobody passing by could understand. While this furry mystery played out, people walked on, not noticing the silent pleas woven into the dog's actions. Passerby, like shadows themselves, went on without looking, their thoughts far from the puzzle at their feet. The dog, a secret in plain sight, stayed there, an unanswered question in the noisy everyday life. What happened to this street dog? The air didn't tell, and the dog didn't say. It stayed in a mysterious pose, a furry story untold. The street, a stage for normal things, now held this dog mystery without a director or anyone to figure out its story. And so, the video lingered, a quiet reminder in the big collection of hidden things. A dog, an itch, a mystery mixed into the usual day, a puzzle that stayed, waiting to be solved. Cryptic Bigfoot Mystery. In this video in the daytime in Colorado, a strange thing happened. A couple on vacation with a camera saw something big and hidden in the green shadows. It was a mysterious creature, huge and hard to see in the bushes. The video they took didn't show the creature well. It was like a puzzle of blurry pictures and colors. Bigfoot, as people called it, seemed like a secret whispered by the wind. Some people in the mountains shared stories of seeing such things before. The couple, just wanting to capture memories, got caught in a mystery. The Bigfoot stayed a puzzle, not easy to understand in the pictures. People who often traveled by train nearby also spoke of seeing similar creatures. On the train tracks, regular travelers shared a feeling that something unusual lived on the edges of what they could see in Colorado. What exactly was going on in the forest stayed a mystery, a riddle making people imagine different things. Was it a protector of the wild, a shadow dweller, or a visitor from unknown places? People guessed as the air buzzed with ideas about Colorado's wild secrets. When the sun went down, making long shadows, one thing was sure. Something strange had become part of that Colorado day, leaving behind lots of questions like ghosts in the fading light. Let's check out this clip caught on a home security camera outside a house. You can hear faint footsteps before a blurry figure appears and moves across the screen. Since the video quality is poor, it's hard to make out any details. Is it a prowler or could it be something paranormal? Upon closer inspection, the figure seems to briefly disappear when it reaches the center of the screen. This leaves us wondering if it's just a camera glitch or if there's something more sinister going on. These two men kept hearing strange voices from their backyard and eventually decided to go check. But what they did not know was that they were in for a surprise. A huge monster was seen running to hide from them, but that did not stop the friends there. They had to go check, and that is when we see the terrifying face. The video ends right there, so let's just hope both of them are okay. While a farmer was out with his goats and cows, he sensed that something was not okay. So he took his camera out and started checking the area. And what he found was this creepy black creature with big horns at the very edge of his property. Even though the creature did not look interested in coming near or harming the man, it was still good that he only recorded the thing and did not try to go near. In 2016, a strange video surfaced online showing a woman shopping at a mall. Suddenly, an item falls behind her, and she puts it back on the shelf. Then she starts acting weirdly, as if something is controlling her. She drops her shopping and writhes on the floor, screaming loudly. Her screams even push the onlookers away. As the man in black tries to hold her down, the woman calms down, but then lets out a final scream, which makes objects in the store move and the security camera flicker. This video was filmed by a guy from Mexico. Some people who have watched it are saying it's one of the most clear sightings of a UFO ever caught on camera. Against a totally dark sky, you can see a weird blue circle that looks like it's morphing into different shapes. Apparently, this man had this strange thing hovering over his house for about a half an hour before it vanished. What do you think it might be? In this video, Rick Dyer, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot tracker, claimed to have killed the elusive creature. The video shows a tense moment where the massive beast attacks the man holding the camera. Afterwards, Dyer provides a few pictures, claiming they're of the Bigfoot he killed. So do you think it was really a Bigfoot that he killed, or was he just lying straight away? This clip features an American tourist who got an unexpected guest on a safari in Tanzania. Well, Britton Hayes from Seattle got a special visitor in the form of a cheetah who jumped right into the back seat of his vehicle. And if that wasn't wild enough, another cheetah decided to join in on the fun. Poor Hayes was frozen with fear, praying he wouldn't become dinner for the big cats. A bizarre figure dressed in white was spotted standing directly under the window of a house where the mother and her baby had been only moments before. It appeared as though the figure knew where the family was located. The incident left the woman feeling shaken and terrified, with no logical explanation for what had just happened. Some say it was a witch, while others think it was something else. Still, it remains a mystery. Whether it was an extraterrestrial being or simply an optical illusion, this video is fascinating to watch. A large group of individuals gathered to witness this bizarre creature, which appeared to be levitating in mid-air while wearing wings on its arms and feet. Although it resembled a mermaid or an alien, it actually looked more like a boy. However, the reality behind the levitation was not as mysterious as it seemed. In fact, it was just a simple trick involving thin strings that helped the individual hover in the air. A pilot was on his usual routine, flying a plane from one city to another. But what he did not know was that he was about to come across a sight he had ever imagined, a UFO. Now, for those of you thinking it was just a balloon, those don't fly forwards, they go upwards. And also, balloons do not have this kind of speed. So nope, that wasn't a balloon. To me, it totally looks like a UFO. While paying a visit to his loved ones in the cemetery, a guy stumbled upon something peculiar. He noticed a grave that was partially open and seemed like it was being destroyed. As he went closer, he was taken aback to see the remains of a body buried there. including a tall skeleton that was around 1.8 meters tall. But that wasn't all. There were other skulls and bones inside the grave, which hinted at some sort of witchcraft. However, nothing was ever really explained or cleared up. This video features a man named Hassan, who is an explorer of witches. He voluntarily searches for witches, and in this particular video, he visits a witch mountain to find one. To his surprise, he actually spots a witch dressed in black clothes and holding a stick, which seems to be made from an animal skull. Initially, she was sitting at the cave entrance, but when she saw the YouTuber, she went inside and started mumbling some spells. Suddenly, a stone hit Hassan's face, which was a signal for him to back off as the witch didn't want to be disturbed. As the driver was cruising down the Queensland Highway, little did he know that he was in for a surprise. As he continued driving, he spotted something unusual on the side of the road. To his shock, he and other onlookers saw a ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road. The ghost, which appeared to be a pure white child, was just a few inches above the ground. The eerie sighting quickly gained fame and was dubbed the Ghost Child by many. However, some skeptics argued that it might have been just a human baby who happened to wander in the middle of the road. Even though the video is made by an amateur and we don't know who made it, it's perfect for our list. Can you imagine that there's a pterosaur flying in the sky? We know about pterosaurs because of fossils in movies, but we can't see them anymore. But some lucky people saw one and filmed it. I'm happy we have the video. Do you think it's real or just for attention? Most folks would bolt to the side of an alligator, but not these guys. This couple not only keeps one as a pet, but also knows how to make it blush. When the gator struggled to chomp down some grub, it got bashful and decided to give up and take a dip in the water instead. Aw, poor fella. A group of folks caught some ducks being super chill. Even when the water dragged them toward the brink, they were like, nah, whatever. Everyone was freaked out, but little did they know that these feathered friends were just messing around. As soon as they got close to the edge, they flapped their wings and flew to safety. Sneaky ducks. A few years ago, there was a video that became really popular online. It showed a strange sea creature that some people had caught and filmed. A lot of folks believe it's the real deal and pretty creepy too. The creature looks a bit like a sea hare, but with some serious sharp teeth inside its mouth. Honestly, I don't know what it was up to, but it definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. The folks who were used to discovering fishes on the shore were taken aback when they stumbled upon a strange human-like creature that had washed upon the beach. It appeared to be a miniature version of a human, with a slimy coating all over its body and small limbs. The more they examined it, the more it mystified them, especially when they observed it breathing and slightly shifting its eerie body. What do you think it was? This incredible video was taken in Jakarta, Indonesia on September 11, 2011. You can see a radiant winged being that looks like an angel descending from the sky and touching down on the ground before taking off again. When people saw this video, they started calling the figure the Angel of Jakarta. Some people even thought it might be a guardian angel sent down. However, there's always a chance that this might be fake. Have you seen this video that's been going viral lately? It's really interesting. Nobody knows where it's from, but it seems to have been filmed in Africa. In the video, a group of people are gathered around a woman standing in the water, and it looks like some sort of ritual is taking place. But then something crazy happens. All of a sudden, the water recedes super fast, and the bay is completely dry where others are standing. People freaked out and said that the shaman caused the water to shift using some kind of divine power. But nothing was ever explained by anyone. Have you ever seen a super buff goat? If you haven't, we're about to show you something awesome. So this guy was out hiking in the mountains, just enjoying nature and all that. And guess what he stumbled upon? This seriously ripped goat. He knew he had to capture it on his phone and share it with everyone. And guess what? The video went crazy viral on Twitter, racking up a whopping 4 million views. People couldn't help but be amazed by the goat's incredible physique. This guy was out in the wilderness filming a video, just minding his own business. when all of a sudden he sees something bolting towards him like a bat out of hell. And guess what? It's a freaking mountain lion! Yeah, you heard me right. This guy is staring down a big, wild apex predator. But you know what's even crazier? He manages to narrowly escape like a boss. This dude had a seriously close call.
No, you face, dude.
But he lives to tell the tale, and we're all glad he made it out in one piece. Well, on their routine bike ride along steep tracks, a group of bikers encountered a terrifying experience that would haunt them forever. As they ventured deeper into the forest, a strange humanoid creature suddenly emerged from the side of the track and quickly started running away. The sight of the creature caused one of the bikers to lose control and fall off his bike. Shocked, the biker with the camera attempted to chase after the creature, but to his surprise, it vanished into thin air, leaving him bewildered. An incredible video aired on an Indian news channel featuring the most mind-blowing thing ever. A leopard visited a cow every night, and they had their own secret friendship going on while the humans snoozed. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the cow had taken care of the leopard when it was a baby, and now the leopard was not ready to let go of its caregiver. How sweet is that? Even though the video is made by an amateur and we don't know who made it, it's perfect for our list. Can you imagine that there's a pterosaur flying in the sky? We know about pterosaurs because of fossils in movies, but we can't see them anymore. But some lucky people saw one and filmed it. I'm happy we have the video. Do you think it's real or just for attention? Most folks would bolt to the side of an alligator, but not these guys. This couple not only keeps one as a pet, but also knows how to make it blush. When the gator struggled to chomp down some grub, it got bashful and decided to give up and take a dip in the water instead. Aw, poor fella. This Ring camera recorded a man walking on the street at night, but just after a few seconds, he appeared to have vanished in thin air. It was in the middle of the camera's view, so we cannot say that he may have walked to the edge of the view. Now, how did this happen and who exactly was the man? This answer remained unknown as the woman whose camera recorded it said she had never seen him before. A year ago, people in Washington saw this weird phenomena happening. A number of fishes were seen crossing the road. Just like you and me, they were all so shocked to see how these salmon fishes were showing this unusual behavior. However, this scenario is the result of the river flooding. What you're seeing are salmon going from a field that they've been washed into, back across the road to get back into the river to continue their journey. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, some salmon that get washed out do this to make it back. What you're seeing right here is a spider which is newly discovered. When the researchers saw it for the first time flip-flopping its way through the desert, they were astonished. At first, it was thought that something might have triggered such behavior. However, later it was observed that this was a new species, and this spider was unlike all the others, and it only does its cartwheeling when trying to get away from a predator. We don't know what this dog was thinking, but he sure did surprise all the humans with his supernatural ability to walk on the water. Every single person in the party was just left shaken. It almost seems like something out of the movie The Secret Life of Pets. Do you think it could be based on a true story? Ravens are incredible beings and are considered to be one of the smartest birds. But one quality of theirs makes them more special than anyone else, and that is the way they can imitate human voices.
Hi. Hi. Good bird.
For instance, this clip shows a couple recording a raven perched on a stone, then try to make the bird imitate them, but at first, it doesn't seem to care. But then, all of a sudden, the raven starts repeating what they say.
You alright, Lamb?
You alright? You alright?
It even says, "I'm alright."
You alright? You alright?
You alright?
I'm alright.
If you think penguins are just fluffy birds just walking here and there in the coldest regions on the Earth, well, you're wrong, because these penguins are actually having way more fun than any of us. Just that their style of having fun is a little unusual, because what they do love is to poop over one another. Now, I know it might sound gross and you might go all ew hearing this, but they enjoy it a lot. And who are we to judge, right? Humans and animals have been living together for decades, and this year-long relation has led to us understanding each other pretty much. For instance, take the elephant as an example. Years and years after passing the same road, he has come to know that a truck passes the same road every day with lots of sugarcane. So, what did the elephant decide to do? He decided to take a shortcut to get food and steal from the truck whenever he gets the chance to. These tourists were out looking and admiring the natural beauty when one of them discovered this strange thing happening. He found a waterfall where the water was turning into perfectly round ice balls.
Ice balls.
Don't they just look perfect? And if you're thinking of hitting a friend with it, don't play with them or use them as weapons because they'll hurt. Bugs are often thought of as tiny creatures that anyone can easily squash, aren't they? However, this particular bug defies that stereotype and proves that size doesn't always equate to weakness. Its grip was one of the most powerful I have ever seen, clinging to the machine with an unyielding force that seemed to say, "Go ahead and try to break free." Isn't that truly remarkable? This kangaroo was stuck and had come to the conclusion that he cannot do anything about his situation and needs the help of humans. That is why he did not resist or punch the men who came to help him. Instead, after getting saved and safely on the land, he stood there, calmly waiting for the humans to shake his hand.
Oh, he's thanking ya.
Such bizarre creatures. Not especially friendly, but impossible not to love. So this photographer thought she'd get some cool shots of these seals up close by laying low on the ground. But one of the seals spotted her and decided to check out what's going on. Next thing you know, this huge baby elephant seal is flopping over to investigate. And before she knows it, she's getting squished. Apparently, the seal weighed over 100 kilograms. But the best part is, she and her husband couldn't stop laughing even though she was flattened like a pancake. Have you seen this video where a photographer was trying to capture some pictures of meerkats in their natural habitat? Well, the meerkats were not too happy being ignored, and they decided to check out the photographer instead. They climbed up on his head, back, and even his camera. These moments were called magic moments by the BBC, and we totally get why. This video features a man showing off his cartwheeling skills in front of a dolphin enclosure. At first, one curious dolphin tried to imitate him, but gave up after one attempt. But then another dolphin arrived and was totally into it. She mimicked every single cartwheel the man did, as if she was trying to impress him. I mean, who knew? Maybe the dolphin did get a crush on the man, right?
This is so cool! This is... Oh my god.
Be it monkeys, chimps, or gorillas, they are all said to be the most intelligent animals on Earth. And they imitate humans almost perfectly. For instance, see this one chimp who was recorded by a camera washing a cloth. Then it cleaned its hands and face with it. The caretakers had no idea where the animal had picked up this habit. According to them, no one ever did anything like that in front of the chimp. But then, where did he learn that? Take a look at this unlikely pair taking a leisurely walk through the woods. It's a lion and a deer. Can you imagine? This trail cam clip is truly special, considering lions are notorious predators and rulers of the jungle. Yet here we witness a deer fearlessly following a lion, as if they're old chums or something. Who knows what really happens in the animal world? But one thing is certain. This video is guaranteed to brighten your day and put a smile on your face. What you're seeing right here might look like a worm to you, but just look at its fang-type teeth and the whole head. This is not a worm, folks. It is called a caecilian, and these are amphibians. Yep, just like frogs. They just lack arms and legs. But as they lack, their nature made them the only amphibians to have fangs. Have you ever heard of a fishing cat? No, it's not a cat that likes to go fishing with a rod and reel. These adorable felines are the only ones in the world that specialize in catching fish. While other cats may nibble on a fish occasionally, these guys are pros at it. Found in South Asia, fishing cats are known for their unique hunting style. They dive face first into the water to ambush their prey. This video shows two turtles hanging out together, when suddenly one of them flips over and can't get back on its feet. But what happens next is truly heartwarming. The other turtle comes to the rescue and uses its head to push and help the struggling one roll back over. This behavior has been seen among turtles a lot of times. When one rolls over the other, one comes running to help. This amazing chimp was seen sweeping the floor in his cage with a broom. It's incredible, right? According to his caretaker, the chimp learned this behavior by simply watching them sweep the floor. Apparently, she's usually the one cleaning up the enclosure, but this clever chimp decided to lend a hand. This man was sitting in the woods minding his own business when this little guy decided to come up to him and give some company. What did he want in return? Just some scratches under his neck. That is all the payment needed for such nice company. And look at that cute face. Every time I hear about catfish, they're always doing something wild. Now in India, these slippery swimmers are taking to land and learning how to walk. Don't they have enough space in the vast ocean? Apparently not, as they venture onto land in search of grub. I don't know about you, but to me it's kind of freaky to see so many of them scurrying about. What a strange sight. If you thought sloths were nothing but lazy critters, prepare to have your mind blown. Because it turns out they can move pretty darn fast when they want to. I mean, check out the footage of those little guys attacking those humans with lightning speed. Honestly, it's probably best to give them their space and let them do their sloth thing without disturbing them. Who knew these seemingly laid-back animals had such a surprising burst of energy in them? While on their routine bike ride along steep tracks, a group of bikers encountered a terrifying experience that would haunt them forever. As they ventured deeper into the forest, a strange humanoid creature suddenly emerged from the side of the track and quickly started running away. The sight of the creature caused one of the bikers to lose control and fall off his bike. Shocked, the biker with the camera attempted to chase after the creature, but to his surprise, it vanished into thin air, leaving him bewildered. As Vincent Vajera was enjoying a leisurely fishing trip off the coast of California, he got an unexpected visitor. A friendly seal who decided to hop aboard his kayak. Initially, Vincent was a bit startled, but he quickly realized that the seal just wanted a hug. The adorable creature snuggled up to Vincent and refused to leave, creating a heartwarming moment that was caught on camera.
Here's my new friend. He jumped aboard out at the bridge.
Despite several attempts to coax the seal back into the water, the little guy just wanted to stay and hang out with his new friends. Check out this crazy footage captured by some guys in Israel. They managed to catch what looks like a real-life mermaid on camera. The quality isn't great, but you can totally see the creature chilling on a rock before diving back into the water when it notices the guys creeping up.
Oh my God! What is that?
Do you think this thing was the real deal or just some kind of hoax? We want to hear your thoughts. When a wildlife channel placed cameras in the jungle, their goal was to capture footage of animals being themselves. What they didn't expect was to witness bears shaking their behinds and moving like Shakira in the woods. Just like us humans, bears get itchy sometimes. But unlike us, they scratch their backs on trees, and they absolutely love doing it. I mean, look at them. You won't believe what I just saw in this video. So it was late at night, and this guy was driving his usual route when he came across something super creepy. He was like, nope, I'm turning back and getting out of here. There was this ghostly woman in the middle of the road, holding a knife, and she was actually stabbing herself. Can you imagine? What would you do if you witnessed that? There was a French photographer who decided to set up a camera and a big mirror in the middle of the jungle. He wanted to see how the animals would react to their own reflections. And guess what? It turned out way crazier than he expected. The leopard couldn't get enough of itself. The gorilla saw it as a chance to have a fight with its own reflection. And the elephant didn't really care much. But the chimpanzees, oh boy, They had a blast checking themselves out while scratching. Imagine there's a dock and out of nowhere a mermaid shows up. She looks all confused, swimming back and forth like she's trying to find her way to the water. But here's the strange part. There were people around, and they didn't do anything. I mean, come on, if I saw a mermaid, I'd be freaking out. You'd think someone would have called the authorities or something. Now, there's a big debate about whether this video is real or edited. Nobody really knows for sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Imagine if the magical world from the books and movies were actually real. Well, after watching this video of a creature that looks just like Dobby, I can't help but wonder if there's a hidden realm of magic out there that we humans don't know about. This creature was doing some kind of funky dance with its thin legs, and trust me, it definitely wasn't a human or some kid doing a chicken dance. Have you seen this bizarre video that's been going around? It's super short, but it shows this seriously weird creature on a random trail in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to make out what it is, but it kind of resembles a woman with a really strange posture. The thing is all muddy or dark brown and crawling around, scratching the ground with its long, skinny fingers. It also has something pointy sticking out of its head and seems to be crying. You know those pesky raccoons in North America that are always causing trouble for humans? Well, turns out they can annoy bucks too. In this video, these little thieves were initially tolerated as they stole food from the fields. But after a while, the buck's patience reached its limit. The food was running out, but the raccoons just kept showing up. There were so many raccoons, and they were so stubborn that the deer felt overwhelmed and decided to take matters into its own hooves. Apparently, a baby dinosaur or something that looks like it was spotted running around the city on CCTV footage. It's got us all wondering, could it be possible that dinosaurs still exist? I mean, how crazy would that be? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it's legit or just a prank? Whether it's alligators or crocodiles, we've always seen them as fierce predators. But have you ever wondered what these reptiles do when they think no one's watching? Well, picture this. A gator lazily floating around in a pool, seemingly enjoying the refreshing water. It's almost like they're having a chill moment, just vibing with themselves. Seeing them like this, it's hard not to find them kinda cute, right? On Christmas Island in the Indian Ocean, a spectacular natural phenomenon takes place every year. Millions of red crabs embark on an epic journey from the forest to the coast to mate. This journey begins during the rainy season and is protected by park rangers who block off roads and construct temporary fences along the migration path. As the crabs reach the coast, they engage in a frenzied mating ritual before the females lay up to 10,000 eggs each. The island becomes a sea of red as the crabs cover the landscape, creating a breathtaking and unforgettable sight. This spooky video was recorded in Mexico in 2006. You can see a mysterious figure flying through the sky on a broomstick. Some people think it's a witch. The locals had been talking about these witches for ages, but nobody had any proof until this footage was taken. The witch's flight looks a bit shaky, so maybe she's a new witch still practicing her flying skills. In a terrifying encounter in Alberta, Canada, a man captured a video that appears to unveil an enormous creature, potentially belonging to a tribe of colossal beings native to the region, leisurely walking atop of a mountain without any visible means of support. The shadowy figure is of such immense size that it was noticed by two individuals during their usual commute. A multitude of individuals are now filled with curiosity, questioning the validity of the legends surrounding giants in this area. Could it be that there's something far more sinister lurking within the mysterious Alberta mountains? The Rake is a popular creepy urban legend, similar to Slender Man, about a humanoid creature that attacks people. In a video posted by a man on July 25, 2011, filmed near the Hudson Bridge, he heard strange noises on his roof and decided to go check out what was happening while recording it all. While exploring, he unexpectedly falls off the roof, even though he was not injured or anything. The footage revealed a terrifying creature staring back at him later, leaving us all to imagine, was that really a rake?
Hello? Oh my god.
Let's check out this clip captured on a home security camera outside a house. You can hear faint footsteps before a blurry figure appears and moves across the screen. Since the video quality is poor, it's hard to make out any details. Is it a prowler? Or could it be something paranormal? Upon closer inspection, the figure seems to briefly disappear when it reaches the center of the screen. This leaves us wondering if it's just a camera glitch, or if there's something more sinister going on. This video was recorded by a group of friends who were looking for ghosts and other unusual beings they thought that would be present there. And that's exactly what they happened to come across. They were hearing strange noises, and when they went deeper into the forest to investigate, they saw a weird creature staring at them from behind the tree. As soon as they spotted it, it disappeared.
Oh shit! My God.
A weird black smoke-like being is what appears in this video, and this happened when an arrest was going on in Florida. Neither the police officers nor the other man had any idea about it. They remained oblivious to the thing, but the guy recording it was surely freaked out. Riding through the peaceful forest, a lone biker suddenly comes across a strange and mysterious creature. As a cyclist gets closer to a narrow trail surrounded by tall walls, a weird and otherworldly being jumps down from the wall and almost crashes into the biker. Surprised, the cyclist stops to look for the creature, but it has disappeared without a trace. Because of its strange look and incredible speed, it's hard to figure out exactly what this creature could be. There was a French photographer who decided to set up a camera and a big mirror in the middle of the jungle. He wanted to see how the animals would react to their own reflections. And guess what? It turned out way crazier than he expected. The leopard couldn't get enough of itself. The gorilla saw it as a chance to have a fight with its own reflection. And the elephant didn't really care much. But the chimpanzees, oh boy, they had a blast checking themselves out while scratching. In this funny incident, a bear trespassed onto someone's property at night and tried to snack on some chickens. It attempted to break into the chicken coop, but got startled by a strange voice and decided to run away as fast as possible. Turns out, the owner, Haley, woke up in the middle of the night and shouted at the bear from a window to scare it off. Now let's talk about hellhounds. These supernatural dogs are supposed to guard the gates of hell. Ancient Greece had stories about them, including one about a three-headed dog named Cerberus. Legend has it that if you look into its eyes 3 times or more, you'll drop dead on the spot. In this video from the TV show Mountain Monsters, they claim to have captured a real-life hellhound. The host interviewed a guy who said he caught the elusive creature on tape. The footage shows a black 4-legged beast. People all over the world are going crazy over it, wondering if this video is legit or not. You know those mythical creatures called centaurs? They're like humans with a horse's body. Well, check out this newborn goat from Argentina. It has a face that looks human. When the folks in the town saw it, they thought something magical must have been involved in its birth. Some say it's just a weird birth defect, but most people are calling it a real-life centaur. We've seen some bizarre animal videos on the internet, but nothing quite like this goat with a human-like face. In July 2008 in New York, 2 friends were out to take a walk along the shore, not knowing what was about to come next. Lying a few feet away was a dead creature that no one had ever seen before. It was the size of a small dog, a beak like a chicken, and a tail again like a dog. It was hairless but had small patches of hair on it. They posted the picture they took later on the internet, and everyone was left shocked with not even a single person giving a logical explanation. Have you ever seen a super buff goat? If you haven't, we're about to show you something awesome. So this guy was out hiking in the mountains, just enjoying nature and all that. And guess what he stumbled upon? This seriously ripped goat. He knew he had to capture it on his phone and share it with everyone. And guess what? The video went crazy viral on Twitter, racking up a whopping 4 million views. People couldn't help but be amazed by the goat's incredible physique. It's small like a squirrel, but its face is more like a monkey, you know? A farmer caught it on camera while wandering around the woods, but we're clueless about what it actually is. If any of you have any bright ideas, let us in on the secret, okay? It's a bit fuzzy and low res, but what it captures is absolutely unbelievable. Picture this: a creature with a head shaped like a hammer suddenly pops up on a camper's roof, screams its lungs out, and then vanishes into thin air. Some folks thought it resembled a dog, while others said a monkey. But honestly, it didn't look like any of those critters to us. So what the heck was it? Nobody knows. Unlike most of the videos in today's list, this one was recorded in a home where 3 guys were talking while lightly playing with a ball. And that is when a short black witch-like thing appeared out of nowhere and went past them in a hurry, which scared the boys quite a lot. When it was uploaded on the internet, some said it was definitely a witch, while others couldn't help but think it was a fake video. And this one is a very short video, but creepy nonetheless. While the little kid enjoyed her swing, we see a tiny creature running from somewhere behind her. Was it a dwarf, or a ghost, or something more mischievous and scary? I guess we will never know. A man was out driving at night to get to his home, and while he was halfway through, he saw something quite creepy. A woman dressed in fancy clothing was walking on the road. Since she was too far, we can't clearly make out of her dressing, but that's what the man said. Even though he stood there for a few minutes, the woman did not come near. She just kept walking in that area. What if you were in a cemetery visiting a loved one and you encountered a weird man who disappeared behind a pole? Well, that's exactly what happened to this man, and he approached the spot to see where the man had gone, but no one was there. So he hurried back home with 1,000 questions swirling in his mind and a great deal of fear in his heart. In a terrifying encounter in Alberta, Canada, a man captured a video that appears to unveil an enormous creature, potentially belonging to a tribe of colossal beings native to the region, leisurely walking atop of a mountain without any visible means of support. The shadowy figure is of such immense size that it was noticed by 2 individuals during their usual commute. A multitude of individuals are now filled with curiosity, questioning the validity of the legends surrounding giants in this area. Could it be that there's something far more sinister lurking within the mysterious Alberta mountains? This video was recorded in China and has caused controversy since then. Some say that the mermaid in the video is real, and there have been numerous sightings of mermaids in the area, while others refuse to believe it, saying it is nothing but fake. There have been no comments by the authorities, so we can't be sure. But what if it is real? This scary video was recorded in the woods where a little ghost dressed as a human was seen hopping around. But wait until it turns towards the camera, and that's when you see that the little ghost is a dog dressed as a little girl and was just annoying some peaceful moments in the woods. This video was uploaded a few years back on YouTube and scared the whole world. It shows what appears to be 2 girls in skirts, one holding the other one and smashing her here and there while walking on a wall. For me, it is the most terrifying clip out there. The woman was enjoying her peaceful sleep in her room when she heard weird noises. As she woke up, she saw this weird as hell goat coming into her room. But things weren't very scary until the goat opened its mouth. If it were me, I wouldn't know what I would have done. Seriously. Are mermaids actually not real? Or are these scientists and experts hiding things from us? Because there's a hell of a lot of proof out there that shows they might be real. Just like this video where a dead mermaid is being filmed by a man. Maybe it isn't like what we all have imagined, but it is the closest anything could get to a definition of a mermaid. This clip was recorded in 2018 and was posted on the internet with a caption saying, "Ghost caught on camera." However, if you look closely, it only looks like a kid trying to sneak into a home. And then there's another kid sitting there. And not just that, we see a ghost walking on the roof too. So what do you guys think? Isn't that creepy? In July 2022, something strange happened in a hospital. While we see people waiting in the lobby, a surgeon appears, scared as hell, and runs away, tripping here and there. The people there did not give it much importance until they see a wheelchair coming from the left, and then it turns towards them on its own. That's when they knew it wasn't something funny. It was a haunted hospital. While driving on the Queensland Highway, the driver had no idea something surprising was about to happen. As he kept driving, he noticed something strange on the side of the road. To his surprise, he and other people saw a ghostly figure standing right in the middle of the road. The ghost looked like a pure white child floating just a little bit above the ground. This spooky sighting became famous and many people started calling it the ghost child. However, some people who didn't believe in ghosts argued that it might not be real. Farmers in Puerto Rico were getting worried as their animals kept getting attacked by an unknown predator. Investigators tried to figure out what it was, but they couldn't find any clues. Initially, people thought it was a wolf, but the footprints didn't match. Some people claimed to have seen something like an ape and called it a chupacabra. It mostly targeted goats. The whole situation was scary and kept everyone on edge. And even though it happened a few years ago, the mystery remains unsolved. In South Africa, a strange creature has been spotted roaming around town. It looks like a mix of a man and a dog, and it lives and eats with other dogs. There are many rumors and fears surrounding it, but nobody has been able to get close and learn more. We only have blurry camera footage of it walking with its furry friends. The big question is whether it's just a man with mental issues or something more unusual. Let us know your thoughts. Imagine you're a farmer, excited to start your day and work in the field with your animals. But when you arrive, this is what you see. Not a pleasant sight, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to this farmer who encountered the world's largest bat in his field. It's so big that people refer to it as the flying fox. Now, let's watch this astonishing video from China where a fish was discovered that has a face resembling a human's. The video became extremely popular in November 2019, and people were completely startled. Some people believe it was a carp with a face that looked like a human's, but we can't be certain. Although the video is authentic, it's possible that the way the fish's scales appear on the camera's angle might have created that illusion. What do you think? We all adore dogs, right? But have you seen Stucky, the dog that got mummified? A farmer discovered this well-preserved dog while working in the forest and cutting down trees. Trapped inside a tree trunk, he was protected from predators, insects, and the weather. How did this occur, you may wonder? It's a mystery. Some theories propose that the dog might have become trapped and died while inside the oak tree. Whatever the reason, it's truly astonishing to witness how well nature can preserve things. Take a look at the picture of Stucky, and you'll understand why it's simultaneously eerie and magnificent. Get ready to be amazed by something incredible, straight from the farm. If you love horses and think they're the most gentle creatures, you might want to take a seat for this. In this video, we witness a horse doing something unexpected, devouring a family of chickens by eating one of the little chicks. The mother chicken tries her best to protect her offspring, but she's no match for the enormous horse. It's shocking to observe such behavior from a seemingly peaceful animal, but it serves as a reminder that animals can surprise us in various ways. Trail cameras mounted on trees recording animals is an old thing now. Spy cameras dressed and set as actual animals is the new thing now, and we see that in this video, which shows a spy gorilla camera in action. At first, the clan thought it to be weird and had to do a little inspection before they made the decision that the gorilla is no harm, so they'll let it stay. And that's when the camera recorded the beautiful moments of the gorilla family. Wolves are always considered to be the ferocious, the dangerous, the stay-away type animals. But these wolves, I don't want to stay away from them. Looking at the way they're all cuddling and kissing each other, don't they look like the most adorable beings right here? What do you guys think? The giant lizard that's basically a real-life dragon. These guys are massive. They're the largest living lizards in the world, and their venomous saliva is no joke. If they bite you, you can end up paralyzed or even dead. And let's not forget about those sharp claws and teeth. They're fierce predators that don't mess around. In fact, they've been known to attack and even kill humans who get too close. So if you ever find yourself in the presence of a Komodo dragon, just remember to keep your distance and give them the space they deserve. Otherwise, you might end up regretting it. If you ever find yourself face to face with a Nile crocodile in the wild, you better watch out. These big guys are not to be messed with. They are one of the largest crocodile species in the world and have a reputation for being quite aggressive. They've been known to attack humans and other animals without much warning. So it's best to keep your distance.
Stop.
cone snail. This is a little guy that you might not expect to be dangerous, the cone snail. These colorful little snails might seem harmless, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a venomous punch that can cause paralysis and even death. I mean, talk about a small but mighty creature. So if you're ever strolling along the beach and come across a cone snail, be sure to admire it from a safe distance. After all, you never know what could be lurking beneath that pretty shell. These guys are some of the deadliest snakes on the planet, and they can grow up to a whopping 18 feet long. That's longer than most cars, people! And let's not forget about their venom. It's no joke. If they bite you, you could end up with respiratory failure and possibly even death. So if you ever come across a king cobra in the wild, just remember to give them the space they deserve and admire them from a safe distance. After all, it's better to be alive and well than up close and personal with one of these deadly snakes. This little dude may be small, but trust me, it's a ninja in disguise. Its venom is like a 1-2 punch that can knock you out and even kill you in just a matter of minutes. Those blue rings on its body may look cool, but they're actually a warning sign that says back off. If you see one of these guys while you're out swimming or diving, keep your distance and give it some space. But let's be real here. As dangerous as they may be, blue-ringed octopuses are still pretty fascinating creatures. Just don't let their small size fool you. They pack a deadly punch. The cassowary is usually known for its striking appearance, with its bright blue head and neck and a large bony protrusion on its head called a casque. However, these birds are also incredibly dangerous, with sharp claws on their feet that can cause serious injury or even death. Cassowaries are also known to be territorial and can become aggressive if they feel threatened. And when they do, get ready to run as fast as you can and as long as you can, because they will follow you as long as they can. Get ready to meet the Usain Bolt of the snake world, the black mamba. This slithery speedster is the fastest snake in the world, and with a name like Mamba, you know it's not something to mess with. So if you ever find yourself face to face with a black mamba, just remember to give them their space and back away slowly. Trust me, you don't want to challenge this sprinting serpent to a race. You know those pesky bugs that buzz around your ear and leave you itching and scratching all over? Yeah, those are mosquitoes, and don't let their small size fool you. These little bloodsuckers are responsible for more human deaths than any other animal on the planet. How, you ask? By transmitting deadly diseases like malaria, dengue fever, and Zika virus. Trust me, you don't want to mess with these tiny terrors. So next time you hear that high-pitched whine, grab the bug spray and protect yourself from the deadliest animal on Earth, the mosquito. If you thought getting a paper cut was painful, wait until you hear about the stonefish. This little fish may not look like much, but it packs a punch with its venomous spines that can cause excruciating pain, paralysis, and get this, the venom is so potent that victims have been known to beg for amputation just to stop the pain. So next time you're out snorkeling, be sure to watch where you step, or you might end up with a nasty surprise from the deadliest fish in the world, the stonefish. This 8-legged terror is a master of disguise, blending in with its surroundings and striking when you least expect it. Its venom is like a slow-acting time bomb, silently eating away at your flesh until it's too late to stop it. And don't be fooled by their size. These tiny terrors can bring down a full-grown adult with just one bite. So watch where you step and check your shoes before putting them on, because the brown recluse could be waiting to strike at any moment. Stay safe, my friends. You know what's scarier than a shark in a horror movie? A real-life great white shark! These bad boys can grow up to 20 feet long and have a bite force that can crush bones. And let's not forget about their famous razor-sharp teeth. One bite from these guys can be deadly. So the next time you're swimming in the ocean, remember to keep your eyes peeled for the great white shark, the ultimate predator of the sea. These pesky little creatures are found all over Australia, and their bite can be a real pain. Their venom is no joke. It can make you feel like your whole body's on fire. That's why it's important to keep an eye out for these sneaky spiders and make sure you're not their next victim. But here's the thing. As much as we may dislike them, redback spiders are actually pretty fascinating creatures. They're part of the widow spider family, and their females are notorious for eating their male counterparts after mating. Talk about a bad breakup. Check out the tiger shark, a big bad predator of the ocean. These bad boys have been known to attack humans and are one of the most dangerous sharks out there. With their razor-sharp teeth and incredible hunting abilities, they're a force to be reckoned with. If you see one in the water, it's best to give them plenty of space and let them do their thing. Africa's version of the Hulk. These big boys can weigh up to a whopping 2,000 pounds, making them one of the biggest and baddest creatures out there. And here's the thing, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to take on lions and even humans, and let me tell you, you don't want to mess with them. That's why they're also known as the Black Death. So if you ever find yourself face to face with one of these beasts, just remember to give them plenty of space and respect. This little dude might look like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, it's 100% real and 100% not to be messed with. Why? Because it's one of the only venomous lizards out there. That's right, this sneaky little guy packs a bite that can cause some serious pain and swelling. But here's where things get mysterious. Nobody really knows why it's venomous. Is it for hunting? Self-defense? Who knows? All we do know is that if you ever come across a Gila monster, it's best to give it some space. After all, you don't want to end up on the receiving end of a venomous bite from this cool but dangerous lizard. Did you know that the Sydney funnel-web spider is basically the Australian funnel-web spider's BFF? And let me tell you, their venom is no joke. It can knock you out faster than a kangaroo bouncing on a trampoline. Plus, if you get bitten by one of these creepy crawlies, you could end up with respiratory failure or even die. So make sure you steer clear of these 8-legged critters if you happen to come across them. Safety first, folks. The gentle giants that can turn into raging beasts. Now, I know we all love these intelligent and majestic creatures, but let's not forget they're also one of the biggest and most powerful animals on land. And when they feel threatened, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to attack and even kill humans who got too close to their turf. So if you're ever in the presence of an elephant, be sure to give them their space and show them the respect they deserve. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to these big guys. If you're not a fan of snakes, then you better steer clear of the inland taipan, mate. This snake is not to be messed with, as it's considered the most venomous snake in the world. Its venom is so deadly that it can cause multiple organ failure and can kill a human in less than an hour. Talk about fierce. Despite its fearsome reputation, the inland taipan is actually a pretty fascinating creature. It has an incredible sense of smell and can detect prey from miles away. Plus, its venom is being studied for its potential to help treat certain medical conditions. Who knew this lethal creature could have a softer side? This image shows a huge predator of the world of water, with its weird horrifying mask and tentacles showing. We also see a boat nearby comparing, which we can see how big the size of the creature is. But well, no matter how creepy this may look, it's not real. Instead, it is an image created through Photoshop. Still, with the ocean being only 3% discovered, who knows? Maybe this actually might be real too. What do you guys think about it? This crocodile is like the Hulk of the animal kingdom. It's one tough customer. And let me tell you, if you ever find yourself in its neck of the woods, you better watch your back. This bad boy has been known to attack humans, so you don't want to mess with it. I mean, just imagine coming face to face with a creature that's built like a tank, has jaws that could crush a car, and is just itching for a fight. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. So if you're planning a trip to South America, make sure you steer clear of this feisty dude's territory. If you think you're the only one crushing hard on all those Korean oppas, well, you're wrong, because it isn't just us humans, but these beluga whales too who love Korean men. This beluga whale has such a big crush on her trainer that it refuses to kiss anyone else but him. And waits all day for just him to come to her and play with her. The other two males have to be separated from her because they like her so much that she finds them annoying. This guy was out in the wilderness filming a video, just minding his own business. when all of a sudden he sees something bolting towards him like a bat out of hell. And guess what? It's a freaking mountain lion! Yeah, you heard me right. This guy is staring down a big, wild apex predator. But you know what's even crazier? He manages to narrowly escape like a boss. This dude had a seriously close call.
No, you face, dude.
But he lives to tell the tale, and we're all glad he made it out in one piece. This little guy had his hands burnt in a forest fire and didn't know what to do. So he came to the humans for help. And lucky for him, this kind woman was there to lend a hand. It's incredible how calm and trusting the kangaroo is while the woman tends to his wounds. So this girl was snowboarding as usual, but then something unexpected happened to her. She was singing a song while getting on her board, and once ready, she started riding. Suddenly, she noticed a glimpse of a bear chasing her from behind, but she didn't fully comprehend what was going on. Thankfully, the girl was quick enough to escape the bear and unknowingly saved her life. This weird little thing was recorded deep underwater, transforming into different shapes. The researchers, the people on the internet, in fact, every single person who saw this was shocked to his core, wondering what this creature could have been and what other superpowers it might hold. Could this be an alien? I mean, I can't help but wonder, you know? An incredible video aired on an Indian news channel featuring the most mind-blowing thing ever. A leopard visited a cow every night, and they had their own secret friendship going on while the humans snoozed. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the cow had taken care of the leopard when it was a baby, and now the leopard was not ready to let go of its caregiver. How sweet is that? So these scientists saw a super weird fish and were totally confused. But then something crazy happened. The fish suddenly shrunk its mouth down really fast, and everyone was shocked. It turns out that the fish is called a gulper eel, and it has a special kind of mouth that can puff up to eat big things. This fish is really interesting because of its cool mouth and the way it moves around. Overall, it's pretty amazing. The secrets hidden in the deep forest seems endless, and we never know what we might find. Recently, a trail camera in Vietnam caught a glimpse of a rare two-tone mouse deer that scientists thought had vanished 30 years ago. It was strolling around leisurely as if it owned the place. It's amazing that some of these unique animals have managed to escape hunters and predators, giving them a chance to flourish in their natural environment. Have you ever heard of flying snakes? Yeah, you heard that right. Flying snakes. A viral video making the rounds on the internet recently showed these slithering creatures taking to the skies. But don't worry, they're not flapping their wings or anything. They're actually gliding through the air. These incredible creatures known as Chrysopelia have the ability to contort their bodies and flatten their ribs to cover a significant distance after launching themselves into the air. It's an amazing feat that allows them to travel between trees with ease. Who knew snakes could fly? This pelican was recorded by a man trying to eat a capybara. I mean, we know and I know that he knows that the capybara is too big for him, but no, that won't stop him from doing that. And then he is just left all embarrassed because he did not succeed. Imagine you're out scuba diving and when you surface for air, you discover an octopus that won't let go of your back. In a recent video, a diver experienced this unexpected surprise and was trying everything he could to shake off the clingy cephalopod. Despite moving in different directions, the octopus wouldn't budge, and the diver started feeling uncomfortable with its sharp beak and sticky suckers. Perhaps the octopus just wanted a hug. What do you think? As the driver was cruising down the Queensland highway, little did he know that he was in for a surprise. As he continued driving, he spotted something unusual on the side of the road. To his shock, he and other onlookers saw a ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road. The ghost, which appeared to be a pure white child, was just a few inches above the ground. The eerie sighting quickly gained fame and was dubbed the Ghost Child by many. However, some skeptics argued that it might have been just a human baby who happened to wander in the middle of the road. Okay, so I've got a creepy story for you. A girl was taking a break near the harbor when, out of nowhere, a sea lion popped up, grabbed her, and dragged her into the water. Her family and bystanders freaked out, but luckily, a brave dude jumped in and rescued her. It was a shocking incident because sea lions usually don't attack people without a reason. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.
Suave, que no me pierda de vista.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that is so creepy.
Thought to be extinct for decades, the La Palma giant lizard proved everyone wrong when it was seen thriving at the same island. According to the scientists, the decline of this species started about 2,000 years ago, and it was believed to be extinct for almost 500 years. But guess what? The lizards were smart enough to hide themselves from the humans for years before they were rediscovered. It was in 2007 when the first photograph of the species was published in a newspaper, and after that, the evidence just started pouring in. Tasmanian tigers, which resemble a hybrid between tigers and wild dogs, were found all throughout Australia and Tasmania before going extinct. The most bizarre part about this is that people continue to spot and photograph these tigers despite the fact they were declared extinct in 1936. We are unsure of how to interpret the videos and images, despite scientists' repeated claims that they are incapable of being alive. 8 sightings of the tiger have been reported in total over the past few years, with the most recent occurring in July 2019, when a man reportedly found what appeared to be a Tasmanian tiger. On one hand, this bird can be the ingredient for the perfect nightmares for some, while on the other hand, some think of it as a bird coming straight out of a 90s animated movie. Well, whichever side you're on, you will agree with me on how ridiculously terrifying this bird actually is. Also known as the whale-headed stork, these large birds are native to the wetlands of Central and East Africa. They are mostly solitary creatures, which may explain why no one ever sees them. Also, they are on the verge of extinction, so they are being held in captivity till their population is enough to let them into the wild again. One of the most scary rat species ever observed is the Laotian rock rat. This rat was identified as the sole surviving member of an extinct fossil family in 2005, and that species was considered to be extinct for 11 million years. And then the world saw this rat being rediscovered in Laos by experts after years of presumed extinction. Over the past 10 years, the wider Mekong region of Southeast Asia has seen the discovery of over 1,000 new species, which is excellent news for the environment and the globe as a whole. The goblin shark, described as a living fossil, was discovered for the first time in 2000, measuring about 12 feet long and submerged at a depth of 3,600 feet. It is a very rare species that can only be found in the deep, black waters, and in my opinion, just looking at them shows how ancient and frightening they are. According to legend, the goblin shark has been there for 125 million years, hunting and hiding in deep waters where no one has ever been able to find them. The largest vulture and land bird in North America is the California condor. The population of these enormous scavengers drastically decreased during the 20th century, and by the end of the century, they had been declared extinct in the wild. When only a few of them remained in captivity, the US government started captive breeding programs for them, which helped to boost the population. Despite modest and steady growth, there are presently roughly 518 condors worldwide. These adorable little birds were believed to be extinct for 400 years. A bird whose population was endangered by humans saw its number drop from 1 million to 0 in just 20 years. The gray and white Bermuda petrel was thought to be extinct until a teenage naturalist discovered roughly 17 nesting pairs of them. It is incredibly unexpected that a species whose extinction was all but guaranteed has somehow survived, seemingly out of thin air. The environmentalists promptly intervened and saved the birds. As a result of their efforts, there are currently about 400 birds, and ongoing precautions are being made to keep them safe from harm. The huge Komodo dragon, which dates back to nearly 40 million years ago, was obviously going to be included in our list. They are the biggest and heaviest crawling lizards on the planet. These dragons are thought to be the closest living relatives of the dinosaurs, according to many scientists. They were given the title Komodo dragons because of how they looked like a big dragon-like reptile. I mean, the sharp forked tongue does make people think of fire-breathing dragons, so why not? Due to the loss of habitat, the numbers of these dragons started to decline, and then they were taken in captivity. Currently, there are approximately 3,000 Komodo dragons still being held in captivity for safety's sake. The last mammoth found frozen had passed away around 10,000 years prior, and mammoths had been extinct for thousands of years. In Siberia, another one was found completely frozen, and an extensive analysis revealed that its flesh was still fresh. The cells displayed signs of life, which was fantastic news for the researchers. Since the DNA was discovered to be intact, there are allegedly excellent possibilities that researchers will be able to bring this enormous prehistoric creature back to life. Aside from this, how could we forget to mention the claims of woolly mammoth sightings? However, we are unsure of their authenticity. You make the decision. Gharials are considered to be one of the oldest animals to have ever lived on Earth, with the oldest fossil dating back roughly 200 million years. Gharials, also known as gavials, are closely related to crocodilians and have long, narrow, sword-like mouths that are packed with vicious teeth. However, because the modern gharials are the last of their species and have been classified as critically endangered, extra attention is being given to the ones in captivity and are still alive. This shark travels through the water like a snake, waving its body until it comes across its chosen prey, which it often snatches and swallows whole. It appears to have given up on evolution and is content with its scary primordial traits. It has beady green eyes and crinkly brown skin, giving the appearance of a living relic. Its rows of razor-sharp, needle-like teeth are perfect for slicing apart soft-bodied squids, but if they get close enough, it will also gladly eat other fish and sharks too. Frilled sharks have long made an effort to avoid humans. Still, if you're looking for one, they can be found deep in both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. One of the strongest and most violent creatures on Earth is the musk oxen. If you don't believe me, you should sometimes watch this animal fighting over harems. They are so heavy and aggressive that even the ground starts to shake when they fight. Now, you must be wondering why it's on the list. Well, musk oxen have been roaming on the Earth for about almost 187,000 years. And while they have been, and went almost extinct in the 1800s, thankfully, the researchers and wildlife workers took action, and after being captive for years, their population grew. For now, they can be found in Alaska, if you ever wanted to go see them someday. Now, for those who don't know, Titanoboa was a species of the largest snakes on Earth, and according to the scientists, it has long been extinct. Everyone agreed with them, until some videos hit the internet and immediately went viral. People were shocked to see a huge snake which totally came under the characteristics of a Titanoboa lying on an island. To me, this clip does not look fake at all. The Baiji dolphin, also referred to as the beautiful goddess, was the first dolphin to ever be classified as extinct. Even though it horrified them, humans were directly to blame for the demise of such a beautiful creature. When people thoroughly searched the whole Yangtze River and were unable to see or hear any dolphins there in December 2006, the dolphins were officially declared extinct. However, there were a few dolphin sightings in 2007 following that. Therefore, there is a good likelihood that a family of Baiji dolphins still living in the ocean and undiscovered may exist. It has been known for about 30 years that this rare mammal, which swallows its eggs and raises its young in the stomach before giving birth through the mouth, has gone extinct. But we can assure you that that is no longer the case. The world was astounded by the remarkable amphibian's reproduction technique when it was first discovered in Australia in 1972. The mother frog's amazing capacity to transform her gut into a womb is amazing. And she has a gut that can digest between 20 and 25 tadpoles easily. Although intensive field searches were conducted, no more wild specimens were ever discovered after the last one was spotted in 1979 or 1981. The black leopard, also known as the black panther, is a melanistic color variant of the leopard and the jaguar, and as such is not recognized as a separate species. Nevertheless, both species were formerly believed to be extinct. This very well could have been caused by the way that melanistic leopards are born, as opposed to being a separate species. Black leopards are only often developed when two recessive alleles in the leopard combine, since this particular gene is so rare. Although black leopards are significantly rarer than black jaguars and are frequently grouped together, there isn't much that scientists can do to help these cats. They will likely always remain quite uncommon. The cassowaries, which are directly related to dinosaurs, are thought to be roughly 60 million years old. These towering, vibrant, bipedal birds have a huge slab-like ornament on top of their heads, and their feet have sharp claws that resemble daggers. They are extremely dangerous animals, with a reputation for killing and attacking humans. Hence, they are referred to as the modern dinosaurs. The tapirs have been a part of the planet's ecosystem for 20 million years, dating back to the Oligocene epoch. They haven't evolved much since the prehistoric era. Their body and lip shapes are identical to those of the first fossils of this kind discovered. With the exception of their long, elephant-like nose, which they use to hook food into their mouths, they resemble pigs. Although quite weird, tapirs had to be included in today's list because they are one of the most prehistoric animals who survived every risk of extinction and are still alive. These white rhinos, often known as square-lipped rhinoceros, were lost in the 20th century. The white beauty, the second largest mammal on Earth, and the most gregarious of all rhino species, was thought to be extinct by scientists in 1985 because they had been unable to locate it. However, researchers were shocked to discover a little group of roughly 20 rhinos living someplace in South Africa when they went to investigate the area. The scientists preserved and cared after these, but sadly, there are now only 2 left. However, researchers do intend to use Najin, who was born in captivity in 1989, and her mother to implant embryos made from their egg cells. Let's just hope we get them back in the wild and free soon. The most well-known species to have survived extinction is the American bison, also referred to as the American buffalo. In the 19th century, bison were on the verge of extinction. Since then, numerous reintroduction programs have attempted to increase their population. Thanks to these efforts, there are currently about 300,000 bison living throughout North America, with an additional 15,000 bison roaming free. Although they are far more widespread than they were a century ago, they are nevertheless considered a vulnerable species, since their range has been greatly limited and their population is much below its historical peak. The Steller sea lion is the largest member of the sea lion family. From Japan to California, they used to be commonplace throughout the northern Pacific. However, for unexplained reasons, their western population fell by 80% after the 1970s. In 1997, they were on the verge of extinction, but thanks to conservationists' work, a sizable percentage of the population has revived. However, due to the ambiguous state of their recovery, the IUCN still lists Steller sea lions as a near-threatened species. The enormously big Galapagos tortoises measure around 919 pounds each. They are not only big, but they may also easily live for 200 years. These tortoises became extinct in the 20th century, despite having such enormous advantages. In just a few years, they plummeted from having a population of 250,000 to just 15. They were eventually declared to be nearly extinct, up until conservationists took in the last 15 animals, and the captive breeding program enabled the survivors to reproduce more frequently. This species that survived the threat of extinction is currently thought to number 15,000 in the wild. They remain susceptible because of their slow development rate, delayed physical maturation, and differences among island species. Because of the relatively small population and infrequent sightings, the Cuban solenodon was long believed to be extinct. It was proclaimed extinct in 1970. However, after being spotted, it was found again in 1974. The scientists are not to blame. After all, can they? Being so tiny, it might be perfectly hidden. Why else would they assume it was gone? These odd, helmet-shaped creatures have been living on Earth for over 445 million years, whether you believe that or not. Horseshoe crabs were plentiful around the ocean shorelines back then, when no one else could be located. They may have seen the first dinosaurs, the Ice Age and everything, and possibly were there even before that. God only knows how they've endured everything for this long. Wondering why the pandas are mentioned here? Well, the wild panda numbers are finally rebounding after years of decline. In September 2017, the International Union for Conservation of Nature announced that pandas had been upgraded from endangered to vulnerable. Before then, their numbers were continuously declining, and due to that, they were taken into captivity and thrived there. For now, they are still usually kept and taken care of by humans. If in the wild, the risk still remains that they will go extinct. Originally characterized by fossils found in the 1930s and dating back to millions of years, the peccary is a huge, hog-like animal. This is unusual, since scientists had an image of the animal in their minds when they discovered that it was still alive and thriving, living in the Chaco region of Argentina. The peccary was actually well known to the local natives, but it wasn't until the early 1970s that Western scientists realized that the animal was actually still alive and well. It is the last species of its genus, and just about 3,000 of them are currently known to exist. The takahe is the largest surviving member of the rail family and a native flightless bird to New Zealand. When a living bird was captured and brought to Europe, the species was thought to be extinct when the specimen died 50 years later. However, the takahe was rediscovered by a scientist in an isolated valley, and the species is now managed by the New Zealand Department of Conservation, with predictions about their revival. These birds were heavily hunted by the indigenous Maori people, but Europeans did not name and classify them until 1847, and only from fossil bones in 1850. You might not expect to see a crested gecko on this list, but there is a sizable pet market for them in Western nations and among reptile groups. Despite this, it is illegal to own a crested gecko without a license because they are a protected species that were thought to be extinct until they were rediscovered in 1994 by a researcher. The species was first discovered in 1866 and was incorrectly classified twice before being finally correctly placed in the current genus. Their name refers to their eyelashes, and they are not related to most other species of geckos. Despite being extinct, this gecko is now found in large numbers both in the wild and in the pet trade. The pygmy tarsier, often referred to as the mountain tarsier or less spectral tarsier, is an Indonesian native nocturnal primate. Although it was thought that the species had disappeared in the 20th century, it was rediscovered in 2000 when Indonesian scientists accidentally killed one while trapping rats. They have since been found in more substantial numbers, though they are still incredibly rare, and they are believed to be monogamous, sticking with just one partner. It lives in areas with very low vegetative species diversity, meaning that if just a few of the plants within the area die off, it could be extremely bad for the species. We all think of dogs as the cutest pets of all, don't we? Well, you might want to change your mind after seeing Stucky the mummified dog. A logging crew came upon this stunningly preserved dog while doing their usual work in the forest. Trapped inside a hollow tree trunk, shielded from predators, insects, and every element, this hound dog was preserved by nature itself. The mystery remains as to what might have happened to the dog, but there are theories about it, saying the dog might have somehow gotten stuck and then died as a permanent part of the oak tree. Doesn't it look creepiously wonderful? Before moving any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Jungles and mysteries are the things which always go together. There is no separating these two. And one of the creepiest mysteries remains this one. A man was walking past the woods when he came across a creepy place. A place where many baby dolls, naked, were tied to the trees. Now, I don't know what you guys might think, but I'll surely have a heart attack if I ever came across such a sight in the middle of the forest. And the creepiness doesn't just end there. Along with the dolls, there was also a Ouija board. What do you think? Was someone trying to summon the dead? Or maybe the devil himself? These engineers, I swear, they come up with new and weird ideas every day. I wonder what they actually study while getting their degrees from colleges. For instance, this retired electrical engineer in the US state of Oregon has built a Boeing 727 aircraft between dense forests and made it his home. When he was 20 years old, he bought a piece of land in the forest for 20,000 euros, where he wanted to create new things from old goods. Initially, he thought he would build a house through cargo vans. It's a cool thing to be found in the middle of the jungle when you're lost there, no? A light from afar, and when you go near, a whole plane house. It isn't just a fortress, it's the 8th wonder of the world. Also known as the Lion Fortress of Sri Lanka. This fortress was built high above on a big rock in the 5th century, like thousands of years ago, and it is something, no matter which century you're in, you'll find it amazingly beautiful. Perched on a slab of rock that juts dramatically over the forests of central Sri Lanka, Sigiriya is as imposing a sight now as it must have been when it was first built by a fierce king. It was once lost and all covered by the forest, and then rediscovered in the 19th century, and eventually became the main tourist attractions in Sri Lanka. In a jungle somewhere in Russia, a woman came across a weird creature. Or should I call it a weird dead creature? It is said that it might be taking its last breaths when the woman came across it. She took it back to her home and told others it was her baby. That creature was alive but didn't live long. When other people saw what the woman had, they were shocked as the creature looked nothing like a human. They have been calling it an alien's baby, but nothing is for sure, and the mystery still remains unsolved. These people, or should I start like these poor people, were living their lives in peace away from all the mess humans had created everywhere else. And then, a tourist illegally visited the isolated North Sentinel Island and died. That is when the world turns its attention to these people. They were discovered, and their peace was ruined. This island is basically a small one, and is off the main shipping routes and covered with shallow reefs. Though after getting the world's attention, it came to be known that they were not so isolated actually, and that people have tried visiting the tribe before as well, and every time, it has turned out bad for either the group or the person visiting. I guess we need to leave them alone. If they're happy isolated, why not just let them be? This B-17E bomber was found lying silently in the middle of the jungle when a man captured it on his drone. So he went to see what the condition of the plane was from the inside, as it looked quite okay from the outside. After inspecting it all, he wanted to get it shifted, but what he did not know was all those years in the jungle, the water and everything. The plane wasn't really in the condition to be moved from its place in one piece. The wing fell off, and yet somehow, this man managed to get the pieces of the plane to his ship. This humpback whale was found in Brazil. This 36-foot whale was pretty far from the beach, which created a sense of mystery among the people who watched it. According to the scientists, the creature might have died in the water and could have been carried with the high waves, landing far from the ocean. But is that so? Amazon being the strangest place of all, we can't say for sure what nature is up to in there. On the very first look, you might consider them as some kind of Titanoboa fossils. But believe me, according to the researchers, they are just rocks, perfectly shaped as snakes. In Thailand, Phu Lanka National Park sits a large rock which is famous among tourists as it looks like a large serpent resting peacefully. For locals, it was a real giant snake once, and for others, it is a snake cursed by someone, and that's how it became a rock. The myths, the mysteries, and the legends never die, do they? But won't it be really cool if it really is a big snake just sleeping and waiting for the right moment to walk and slither around the world? What do you think? Nope, this isn't some fairy tale. This is a real sculpture garden built 2,000 feet above sea level in a subtropical rainforest in the Sierra Gorda Mountains of Mexico. It is termed as the surrealist paradise of Edward James, and it is a place where unpredictability is said to be lying at every corner. It was built in the 1940s by having the 20th century's surrealist art in mind. And even though not discovered but created, this garden deserved to be included in this list, as it's one of the most bizarrely beautiful places to be found in the middle of the forest. In the middle of the lower jungle of Amazon, there lies a river which burns every day and every night. The boiling river is the hottest river in the whole world. Some fault-fed hot springs beneath the earth provide water for this river. The water in the river seeps deep into the earth, heats up underground, and resurfaces through faults and cracks. Many animals have been killed by being burned to death by the water, which is blazing hot. So it is advised to just take in the scene from a distance and stay away. What would you do if you came across hundreds of mirrors shaped and carved in the shape of humans in the middle of a jungle? Well, try not to run for your life, because it might just be a kind of art someone might have set up in the jungle. And if you really want to see it, you can go to Scotland, UK, and try to find it. Call it the parasite or the zombie ant fungus. This thing is just next level. It literally hijacks the body, the brain of its ant host, and after inviting itself into the brain of the ant, it makes the poor ant into doing things like climbing trees and moving here and there. It feeds on the nutrients and makes the ant's head to its home. Doesn't it sound like something straight out of a horror movie? As if the spiders themselves aren't creepy enough, that they are developing techniques that are even more weird. For instance, this one. This spider builds a decoy of itself by arranging debris along specialized silk strands in a symmetrical form that gives it a form of almost exactly a large spider hanging on the web. It isn't just enough to fool the animals or insects. It is actually more than enough to fool a human caught off guard as well. And the worst part will be that it isn't even real, and the real spider is very near hidden away. These insects have pretty much become insane artists. At first glance of this bird, you might mistake it for an owl, for it resembles one quite a bit. But believe me, apart from the little bits of looks, it is nothing like an owl. They are famous for their creepy calls, and there are 7 species of these Potu birds, and every species has its own creepy sound. The most terrifying call is said to be of the northern Potus. But, well, they are more famous for their facial features than their voices, I suppose. Well, of course, those googly eyes are, of course, going to be the ultimate meme material. Do let us know what you guys think about these creepy birds. Also called the Yoda bat, and named for its resemblance to the Jedi Master with equally smiley eyes. This tube-nosed bat was discovered around 2009. A shy animal by nature with huge eyes, spotted wings, and a tubular nose is what makes this bat unique in its own way. These bats are a small species of fruit bat found along the coasts and ranges of eastern Australia and New Guinea. These nimble bats are rarely encountered by humans due to their elusive behavior and effective camouflage. Typically a rainforest species, tube-nosed bats feed on a variety of native and exotic fruits, nectar, flowers, and pollen, making them effective seed dispensers and pollinators within the Australian ecosystem. The pygmy marmoset, or miniature monkeys, remain one of the weirdest discoveries ever. Native to the Amazon basin in South America, these mini monkeys live in tropical evergreen forests. They are said to be the smallest monkeys in the world yet, because we don't know what still might be out there. These weird creatures just keep coming in. Okay, well, about these mini things, They are so small they can easily fit into an adult's hand and have an average weight of less than 120 grams. They do look kinda cute though. I don't know if we can get them as pets. I may still try nonetheless. It was not a titanoboa, or perhaps it was. We don't know for sure. In the middle of the Amazon forest, these men were enjoying their day on their boat when a huge snake started following them. They quickly moved away, but damn the curiosity we humans have. Even when they moved away and the snake stopped following them, they had to go back and grab it by its tail. The snake might have swallowed something very large, or it might have just flipped out and eaten them both. We need to stay away from danger sometimes. Not everything is to go and investigate for. Covered perfectly by nature, overgrown by the jungle, the Lost City was once a thriving capital of the Mayan civilization. It was so flawlessly hidden from the eyes of anyone for years. But then, an archaeologist in search of the white jaguar went too deep into the jungle and instead found this city. It consisted of stepped platforms topped by masonry structures, ranging from great temple pyramids and palaces to individual house mounds. This settlement was found to be about 1,100 years old. It remains a mystery how the city remained in such perfect condition for so many years. Apart from the Amazon forest, Vietnam and its jungles aren't coming any slower either when it comes to strange discoveries. For instance, this entry. A man who spent 41 years in isolation in the Vietnamese jungle. Ho Van Lang first fled to the jungle in 1972, along with his father. It was during the Vietnam War, and he returned back to the civilization in 2013. He and his father spent 41 years surviving off of plants and wild animals, and lived in a timber hut under the ground. Unfortunately, both him and his father have died, but they still remain as the perfect example of real-life Tarzans. Call it the most mysterious mystery ever, or call it God throwing his marbles on Earth. The presence of these perfectly shaped stone spheres is just amazing. On the small island of Costa Rica, there are over 300 spheres. To give you the background check, a fruit company in search of land accidentally came across these huge stones. They were shocked as they were so perfectly shaped and weighed around 16 tons each. Are they the work of some extinct civilization? Or aliens left them here? Or is it the work of God? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. The Amazon rainforest as a whole is full of mysteries, not the least of which is what exactly is inside of it. But one mystery that stands out in most people's minds is the mystery of the Amazon rings. These huge ring-like ditches were uncovered by deforestation, and since then, there has been much discussion about these rings, not the least of which is who made them and what their purpose is. Other questions include when they first appeared in the Amazon, and whether or not they were there before the Amazon ever came to be a study. It remains as one of the unsolved mysteries up to this day. Out of all the strange discoveries humans ever made in the jungle, the award for the deadliest cuties goes to this entry. These attractive-looking frogs are not something you should take a chance getting close to, despite seeing some of the most gorgeous and vibrant colors on the planet. These are regarded as among the planet's most toxic species. They are widespread in South and Central America and possess enough poison to swiftly kill 10 adult men in about 10 minutes. So if you see a tiny frog with a lovely color, try to avoid touching it. The White City of the Monkey God is a fabled location that is claimed to have been in Honduras. The Spanish are said to have caught a glimpse of it while they were there, but they never saw it again. In 2015, a group of explorers thought they had found the so-called White City, which was given its name in reference to pillars that were rumored to have existed. As a result of their research, they discovered structures and artifacts that had been sucked up by the jungle and ended up with a documentary revealing secrets of an ancient indigenous culture that may be over 1,000 years old. But is it really the Lost City? Or is the Lost City still lost somewhere? These might not be as huge as the dragons in the myths, Still, these blue dragons are one of the strangest creatures to ever be discovered in a jungle. Despite the fact that they won't appear to be harmful or lethal at all, they are incredibly poisonous. The blue dragons have been living on Earth for a long time, unlike what humans initially believed when they were found. They are also known as the Masters of Disguise, and they have powers that are unmatched by any other animal on the planet. They are not poisonous on their own, but when touched, they unleash poison that is stored in their bodies. Unless you approach them too closely and provoke them, they are typically not dangerous. When you first see them, they could seem cute, but take caution, since these bats are actually tiny vampires who hunt at night and drink blood. They typically prey on small animals, but if you are near, they might also suck your blood. So if it's nighttime and you're in the jungle, you should take caution and keep an eye out for any danger. Giant centipede. This centipede, also known as Scolopendra gigantea, is one of the biggest ones in its genus. It is found in South America, particularly in the Amazon and the Caribbean, and can reach a maximum height of 12 inches or more. It is renowned for being the most venomous centipede, apart from its size, and it feeds on various creatures, including insects. It is a carnivore and a fierce attacker, feeding on practically anything it encounters, even bats. They are also dangerous to humans, as the proper amount of venom injected into the body can result in excruciating pain, chills, swelling, fever, and death. This picture was taken from a video of Belle P-39, which was found and recovered from Lake Martyor within the Arctic Circle. She was given to Russia as part of the Lend-Lease program. Piloted by Lieutenant Ivan Baranovsky, an engine failure on a mission in 1944 caused her to crash in the lake. As it was used in World War II, it was a big thing to have found it all in one piece, lying peacefully deep under the lake. Deep in the Argentine jungle, archaeologists discovered a hideout where there were ruins of house-like structures, all abandoned and isolated. Upon investigating the ruins, the remains, and whatever else was found to be there, the researchers came to the decision that it might be a Nazi safe haven at one time. According to different theories and myths, the Argentinian government made a deal with Germans and brought hundreds of them here to train, while others say that the Germans went too deep into the Argentinian jungles in search of refuge. Hundreds of sayings are there, and one of them must be true, as this discovered hideout remains as the concrete proof of it. Considered as one of the biggest ancient cities to ever be discovered, the megacity of Angkor is located in Cambodia. The city and its surrounding areas may have housed up to 1 million people, and at its height was considered the largest city in the world. Mostly known for its enormous Buddhist temple complex, it was built in the 12th century, after which it went lost and then was rediscovered in 1840 by some French explorer. Considered as a masterpiece of both architecture and engineering, Machu Picchu is a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Inca Empire. Built without the use of mortar, metal tools, or the wheels, Machu Picchu stands as an archaeological wonder of the ancient world. But why was it built and then deserted? The question remains. A guy was recording the surroundings at the beach when he suddenly saw a big tail in the waves. He turned his camera towards it, and we saw a mermaid struggling to get back into the water. The guy tried following her, but then she disappeared into the water in less than a minute. This mysterious 12-inch creature might not look like the ones you've seen in the movies, but we can say that this is what a real mermaid must have looked like. It is said to have been caught in the Pacific Ocean around the 18th century and was mummified by the locals. For now, it is being kept in a museum in Japan, where hundreds of tourists visit it every day. This mermaid, or some creature which looks like it might be a mermaid, appeared on a dock in broad daylight, leaving the onlookers in shock. Half bald, weirdly moving, this thing was maybe caught or trapped in something, as it wasn't going back into the water. It was first posted on Facebook by a man from India, and in a few hours, it had gained thousands of views, all debating about the authenticity of the video. Let us know what you guys think. At first, it will look like some people gathered in a place looking over something. But if you look closely and we zoom in a bit, you will see a creature lying dead. It was found by the divers deep in the ocean, and as soon as it was brought out, it stopped breathing. The curious onlookers just stood there in shock that what they were seeing was actually real. To be honest, I think this might be a real mermaid, and the fact that this news was covered up and no comments were made by authorities makes me even more suspicious. In the middle of the sea, this paddleboarder was taken by surprise by a mermaid when she flipped his board over with her tail. He was forced into the water, but hurriedly got back on his board, and the mermaid was seen swimming away as her tail emerged from a little far. And after that, the mysterious mermaid was never seen again. A man was enjoying the peace and the calmness of the ocean on a very normal day, when suddenly he suspected that something was very near him. He started inspecting the area, looking under and over the water, but nothing seemed to appear. And then a second passes and a glowing tail appears on the screen. The man gets so shocked and tries to swim his way out of the water, and that is when the camera captures another glimpse of the creature swimming away from the guy. Now that was the scariest mermaid encounter ever recorded on camera. If you still don't believe that mermaids are real, well, you can look at this clip from a documentary. It shows the process of how mermaids must have lived among the scary sharks. We see a mermaid sacrificing itself just to save the other ones. This shows how they used spears to kill fish, and the spears are exactly like the ones we showed previously in the video. What do you think? This beautiful mermaid was captured on a camera while swimming in the ocean. She probably had no idea that someone was filming her, as the person kept trying to hide behind a rock wall so that the mermaid wouldn't notice him. Isn't she just the most beautiful mermaid you've ever seen? On a pretty sunny day, a guy got a chance to capture a real mermaid lying on a rock. She must be so tired of being under the water all the time that she thought it would be a good idea to get out of it and get some sunlight. And that is exactly what she did. The beautiful fish-like tail and the hair make her look so mesmerizing. Call it a mermaid or call it some weird deep-sea creature. For me, this might be what a real-life mermaid looks like. It had a tail and webbed claws like a fish, and the head and the teeth make it look really weird. It is said to be caught and killed by a fisherman in the Philippines, and then brought to shore. They said it was its voice which got their attention, and that is when they decided to chase it and capture it. This unaware mermaid was caught on camera while chilling on the beach. The guy who recorded it was pretty far from the mermaid, and she probably was just too busy sunbathing to notice anyone near her. Her blonde hair, golden brown tail, and the way she lays there can make anyone stop and stare at her forever. And that is how these mermaids trap their victims. So do not go near if you ever find a beautiful mermaid lying on the beach. Never. Two friends were having a good time on a beach when they saw something which shocked the hell out of them. A mermaid, which might have been swimming there, as soon as it spotted the guys, made a big dive back into the water. Though the guys didn't really know that it was a real mermaid at the spot, the camera recording later showed them how close they were to such a fantastic creature. Dolphins are creatures which can befriend anyone, be it humans, animals, or even mermaids. And you will know after watching this video where a mermaid was spotted swimming among the dolphins. They were seen having a really good time in each other's company, and the mermaid was so involved with the dolphins that it didn't even notice that someone was recording her. When two researchers were on their way to investigate the deep waters, they didn't know that they would encounter something straight out of the mythical world. While recording the water from inside the submarine, they managed to capture a mermaid-like thing on their camera. Just 2 minutes of video were shown, but it was enough time for viewers to watch an odd object move in front of the submarine's glass window. The webbed hands and the human-like face were enough for them and for the whole world to know that it was nothing but a mermaid itself. Another piece of proof that mermaids exist can be seen in this video. The species can be spotted swimming next to the waves in the ocean. It definitely has a mermaid aspect because of the long human arms and tail that look like a fish. Despite the lack of a credible source, the clip claims to show a mermaid sighting. In Cape Town, mermaid sightings have been reported frequently. A mermaid can be seen swimming around a beach in this video before others see her and become alarmed. As soon as the humans spotted her, they thought of it as a human with a mermaid tail, but upon closer look, it was not a human. And then they screamed and ran for their lives, believing it to be a real monster. Mermaids usually do not come near humans, but this one might be a rebellious one, don't you think? This short clip shows a mermaid swimming lazily in the water. It might have been so involved in it that she didn't notice a camera there recording her. This clip was recorded pretty deep under the water, so it is not possible for a human to be there all swimming by herself. I think it might be a real mermaid. When a man was having the time of his life swimming peacefully in the quiet ocean, he happened to come across a mermaid. Just like the man, she herself was enjoying her alone time. So they both kind of ruined each other's peace. Though the man got a recording for himself, and the mermaid just had to run away from the annoying human. The woman who yelled in joy after spotting a mermaid in this video seems to have had a real-life encounter.
F***ing mermaid. F***ing mermaid!
She may have thought that she was seeing a mermaid, but still, that is not enough to prove that the mermaid is real. There have been conflicting opinions on this film. Some claim that it is simply an actress practicing for her part, while others assert that actresses do not venture so far out into the sea without their team and other crew members to support them. Don't you think an actress wearing a mermaid tail alone in the middle of the ocean is a little strange? At first glance, it appeared to be possibly a bag caught between the rocks. However, the creature suddenly leapt into the water. Since plastic bags couldn't jump that high the last time I checked, we can be confident that it wasn't just a bag. According to the man who captured the video, it was definitely a mermaid. This is allegedly a leaked video from a 2003 UK Coast Guard nighttime rescue exercise, where the two guards saw a mermaid. At first, they thought it was a seal, but one of the guards was sure that it was something else. They were discussing this when suddenly a strange creature came out of the water, and it had an upper body and face like a human, and a tail. Given how the object popped out of the sea in front of the camera, the Coast Guards must have been terrified to death. They deserve some credit for remaining in place. In Minnesota, a group of medical professionals and security personnel were seen acting strangely. If you examine the video closely, you can see two doctors scooping up a body off the ground with their arms, moving it to the men standing by with a stretcher, and then placing the body on it. After finishing it, they return to the location where they found it to make sure there is nothing left. Then they go without leaving any trace that anything out of the ordinary occurred. I don't know whether you noticed, but that creature's tail had an exact resemblance to a typical mermaid's tail. Despite the poor quality of the video, that tail is clearly visible, which, in my opinion, suffices to establish that it was a mermaid. This video might be a little blurry and with no lights as it was captured at night, but you can see a weird creature lying on the beach. No one knows how it got there, and the people who first saw it thought that it was a big fish which washed ashore. But they were shocked to see that it was a real, alive mermaid lying right there. Maybe the net it was trapped in brought it there, or maybe it just wanted to escape the sea. Let us know what you guys think. In this short video, we observe a boy discovering a tiny skeleton of some sort. It was a truly horrific find, since the boy dropped the skeleton right away and ran from the scene because he was so scared by the discovery. The youngster shuddered in response to the terrifying event, which suggests that it was real. This is the first time we have actually seen something of a baby mermaid, as all we have previously seen is evidence that mermaids exist in their adult form. What do you think? Was that the skeleton of a newborn mermaid? Or was it a fake? What did you initially think after watching this video? Doesn't that resemble a group of dolphins? I mean, everyone immediately believes this before paying closer attention. This footage was obtained by a drone at Dana Point, California. The moment it was first uploaded to YouTube, the entire world was in shock. When it received millions of views, people began discussing it because they believed it offered convincing proof that mermaids exist. The animals initially appear to be dolphins, but their splashing and water movements show that they have arms that resemble human arms. The fisherman, who was out of the river hoping for a pleasant day and hoping to capture as many fish as he could, instead came across a strange-looking creature with a human-like body and a fish-like tail. The man quickly recognized the thing as a mermaid. The monster lay on the beach, its white body showing, and it appeared to be dead at the time. Quickly reaching for his phone, the fisherman captured the amazing scene on camera. When the video went viral, the majority of viewers voiced their amazement and disbelief at what they saw. Even the existence of mermaids was questioned by some people. While snorkeling in the tunnels close to Cancun, Mexico, a man came upon a genuine mermaid. He was the only diving tourist with a camera among a huge bunch. He was shooting a network of caves underwater when he noticed a passing mermaid. The camera lens caught the silhouette of the fabled creature, which was in fact a mermaid, because it was dark beneath the water and there were just a few rays of light coming from above. This video has quickly become one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for mermaid existence. While collecting garbage and debris from a beach after a hurricane, the cleanup team discovered Uff already died and that the hurricane had caused the seas to throw her body on the shore. Nobody knows what happened to the mermaid or where she is now. Perhaps other mermaids picked up her body off the beach as the cleaners ran away in terror. This original video has received millions of views and is regarded as one of the most solid and compelling examples of mermaid existence to date. Some fishermen noticed an unusual catch in their nets while fishing in choppy waters. If you look closely, you can see a monster with a statue that resembles a human being at one point in the net. The hand of the creature emerges, but it was not a typical human hand. Instead, it was webbed, precisely as one would predict a mermaid's to be. No human can survive alone in such harsh weather and turbulent water deep in the ocean. It had a mermaid-like body, right down to the thin covering of skin connecting its fingers. A boy was taking videos of his surroundings when he unintentionally captured a merman on film. When the child interrupted the merman's alone time and forced him to return to the water, he was probably simply also enjoying some alone time. The child, on the other hand, appeared somewhat frightened when the camera he was holding began to tremble, and it took him some time before he managed to gather himself and flee for his life. Some tourists who were on their cruise ship in the river spotted a mermaid-like creature sitting on some rocks. It was too far, but that did not stop people from immediately rolling out their cameras and filming the creature. The footage's blurriness casts questions on whether it's a real video. It might be someone hidden under a mermaid tail. But do let us know what you think about this one. Despite being seen as strong and fantastical, mermaids are not indestructible, as shown by the distance of the dead mermaid that washed up on Florida shores. A young man discovered the supposed mermaid's remains and videotaped the event before reporting it to the police. The creature in the video appears to have a human form, but the towering fish-like features that are, in many myths, typical of mermaids. The young man screamed and shouted while filming the incident because he was so terrified by what he had seen. Do you think this is true? A man discovered something that was more human-like than fish. Since its wrists were tied behind its back, and it resembled a cross between a human fish and a crocodile, few people understood that it might be somewhat of a real mermaid. Perhaps a genuine mermaid, or the fisherman who caught it brought it to the Indian coast. Some individuals assert that Angela Canyon is a hybrid that is 50-50 fish and human. When you lean in for a closer look, you can see that it has 4 breasts, 4 fish-like bangs on its head, and a stomach that looks like it's had one too many Thanksgiving feasts. At first glimpse, it makes you want to flee in terror. When you take a closer look, the creature that washed ashore on British Beach clearly resembles a mermaid. When the video was featured on Facebook, it prompted several inquiries from users. The person who posted it claimed to have found the dead mermaid while strolling along the shore, and stated he knew nothing else about it. The majority of the body appeared to be severely destroyed, but the tail, hands, claws, and head were still quite plainly visible. A man who was deep diving in the ocean with his camera managed to record a video that stunned the entire world. In the sea, a creature resembling a mermaid was seen swimming, or perhaps it was a mermaid. I'm not sure if it was good or bad that the mermaid continued swimming despite failing to notice the man swimming nearby. I suppose we'll never know. This picture is taken from a video which went viral a few months back. In this popular video from Nairobi, Kenya, while people are having fun, a creature appears out of nowhere and rests on the beach. The beachgoers initially fled in fear because they were unsure of what kind of creature it was. But upon closer examination, they quickly realized that the creature resembled a person but had a fishtail, and that description only fits one well-known creature: a mermaid. A security camera in northern Mexico captured a strange moment when hundreds of birds fell from the sky and died at the spot. These were yellow-headed blackbirds, and a huge flock of them were headed south. And while some of them recovered from the fall, a huge amount of them just did not and could not move. It does look like a free fall or something, but the zookeeper nearby said that these birds were actually on the run from some predator.
Best guess is this is a predator. This is a hawk or a falcon that's come into the flock.
The actual reason for this mass demise still remains unknown. Despite being an amateur video from an unidentified source, this one seems ideal to be included in our list. I mean, could you have believed it if I told you there was a pterosaur lurking in the skies? Fossilized pterosaurs are well recognized thanks to movies. They were the greatest flying creatures ever, but sadly we no longer get to witness them. Most of the time, I mean. Some people did witness it, and fortunately, they also captured it on camera. Am I glad we've got the footage? What do you think of this clip? Do you believe it could be authentic, or do you believe it was made for publicity purposes only? Fog reduces vision, which not only makes accidents more likely, but also provides the ideal hiding place for monsters. In June 2020, a French resident recorded this footage after noticing an odd-looking object in the sky. It appears to be in midair, like a huge centipede, and is almost appearing to be moving into the fog. Since this video was captured from a location where the fog had less of an impact, it can really be seen perfectly disguised within thick fog. What do you guys think about this video? Do let us know in the comments below. Found mostly in Australia, the ghost shark is something just out of this world. They have large, high-set eyes and club-like structures at the end of their snouts. They are sure to give you nightmares if you ever encounter one in real life. Though if you look from afar, it might look like a swimming dragon, just with very big eyes. This species was not discovered for quite a long time, as they live in deep waters and are termed as ancient fish. The kangaroo rat or ninja rat is a name for little rodents that are commonly found in the desert, hopping in a way resembling kangaroos. There is a good risk that these little ninjas will be discovered by snakes when they emerge in search of a meal, exactly like this one did. However, the snakes are unaware that their size should not be misinterpreted, as they have enormous legs and an extremely quick reaction time. The kangaroo rats can easily kick the snake out of the path. Therefore, it's not something that snakes can readily or even catch at all. This clip went viral on the internet when people saw a huge anaconda trying to cross the road in the middle of the day and in the presence of many humans. They were getting down from their cars and trying to stop the approaching vehicles to let the reptile slither wherever it wanted to. This happened in Brazil in 2019, and this snake wasn't something you would get to witness every day trying to cross the road. It was a 4-meter long one and had to weigh around 66 pounds easily. India might be famous as a place of culture and colors, but what most people do not know is that it is also a place of strange and weird phenomena. For instance, in this clip, we see a man with a huge bag, and when he empties the bag, there are hundreds of snakes in it. He caught them all, sorted them all with just his bare hands. No worries, and no F's given at all. Just the man and his snakes slithering everywhere in the wild, though it is heard that the man was actually freeing those snakes. There were times when people used to think that turtles were slow, and slow and steady does win the race, but not today. Today, these turtles have learned to be fast. And not just fast, but the fastest. Look at it. If there was a record which I could give, I'd give this one for the fastest turtle on planet Earth. Somewhere at a beach in China, a man happened to see a weird sponge-like creature. He thought it was dead, or maybe not something living at all, and that's why he went to it and held it in his bare hands. But, well, the creature wasn't dead at all, and that is when we see it moving its hands and legs, or whatever that is, in a weird way. What can it be? A mutated starfish? Let us know what you guys think. This elephant, who was shot straight in the head and was bleeding. But of course, elephants do not know how to treat bullet wounds. So he approached the humans in a very cautious manner and showed them the bullet in his skull. The doctors were immediate with their actions and did all they could to get the bullet out and then treat the infection. Hopefully, the elephant must be doing good in the wild these days. Now, orcas are the most intelligent creatures ever known. They not only learn quickly, but they can communicate with and comprehend people. However, what this orca accomplished was beyond amazing. A fish that had been provided to it as a snack was taken by the orca, who then hurled it toward the seagulls. The orca then waited till one of the unfortunate seagulls attempted to get the fish. The orca had utilized the fish as a bait, and it was successful in carrying out its strategy, and did so rather skillfully. I am seriously amazed by their intelligence and skills. Aren't you? This clip went viral in November 2019, and people were weirded out by its existence. Some claimed it was a carp with a human-like face. And also, this video is not fake, but it might be possible that it is just a carp, and the certain camera angle and its scales has made it appear like that. What this guy filmed was something you surely would not believe if it wasn't captured on a camera. After seeing a fish about to die, the guy came up to it and decided to help, but the fish kept coming back to the dry land and did not want to go back into the water. Maybe it was depressed and wanted to end its life, or maybe it just loved the human so much that leaving him was not something the fish wanted to do. Snails are already pretty weird and slimy and whatnot type of creatures. Usually they like to have fresh leaves, stems, and things like that for lunch and dinner. But these days, they have started loving vegetables. Like, look at this one, and how yummy it is finding the carrot that he's just not letting go of the thing. It looks more like a hamster than a snail eating that carrot. Am I weird because I'm finding this kind of cute? I don't know. On the 29th of May, 2016, this clip was posted online, causing a shock all over the world. People were amazed to see these fishes walking on land. We don't know how they ended up on the land, and we don't know how they were able to actually walk themselves back into the water safely. If it carries on like this, the day is not far when these fishes will rule the land, and we humans will have nowhere to go. Nonetheless, this is just a weird phenomenon which asks for proper investigation and the reason to be publicized. It is a tree that is indigenous to South Africa and is called the dragon blood tree, or Sakota dragon tree. People are getting more and more fascinated with these trees because they appear to bleed when you cut them. Most people believe them to be mythical trees that only appeared in fiction until they actually encountered one. It might be nature's way of telling us to stop cutting trees. A fluff of daddy long legs. What looks like dust bunnies might actually be something pretty creepy and scary for some people. If you have arachnophobia, I'm going to warn you, this isn't something you are going to love watching, so maybe just jump to the next one. I'll give you a quick second. Go ahead. According to the man who filmed this clip, these are daddy long legs, and they come every year to his house when it gets chilly and wintry outside. They make their home directly above his heater's dent and get themselves warm right there. But this many of them? Even the man said he's seeing it for the first time. Moray eels are usually termed as the sea monsters or creepy creatures. Well, it's not wrong. They really do look very creepy and dangerous too. If I ever came across one, I would think it better to just stay away. But the scary-looking moray eel this diver came across was all in for the cuddles and snuggles. It did not mind the human patting and scratching it, and neither did it try to run away or attack. By the looks of it, it was more like an ocean dog than a scary, creepy monster. Fish love the ocean. Well, of course they do. It's their home, right? But they never let an opportunity to have a unique home slip away, like these colorful, pretty fish did. 30 feet down in the ocean off the shore of Qatar, these little creatures have made a sunken car their home. And this artificial but naturally made coral reef has been attracting a lot of tourists and scuba divers. It looks really cool. Israeli city residents claim to have seen a half-fish, half-girl monster in 2009, but no one took them seriously until they watched this video. It was thought that the mermaid spent the majority of her time sunbathing, and that if anyone tried to approach her, she would scuttle under the waves. She jumped into the water as soon as she noticed the lads from a distance, surprising everyone by having a long tail in place of legs. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.